All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Hey, Peter, how you doing today?
I am doing good. It's a Friday once again, and we are now in August, and that makes me feel like the summer's going by real fast. But how are you doing today, Carlos?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Looking forward to what's it's already seems to be an amazing Friday, given how the market volatility is, the earnings last night, everything going on, tariff news, you name it. This week, Peter, has been just jam packed, and we kind of expected this because of just again when you have four of the major companies reporting. You can expect some fireworks, and man, I gotta say we've been getting that. And then put the cherry on top, a little tariff, sprinkle a little tariff on there, and you got this. So yeah, so it's gonna be great, man.
It has been interesting. Yesterday was not as interesting as Wednesday night, I would argue, but we'll see what happens as the markets open today. So.
Yes, we sure will. Let's get to what's going on here. Quick look at our gappers list this morning. Let's go right over here. Gappers list there. There it is. Again, everything in the red for the most part. A lot of red on the screen. A lot of companies not feeling some of the tariff situations, although we had some blockbuster earnings. Tariffs is kind of taking hold of the thing here this morning. As they kick in December 1st. I'm sorry, December 1st. Not yet, not yet. August
December?
1st. August 1st. I'm looking forward to Christmas already, man. This is, but no, August 1st. And you can see here how things are reacting. So we'll get into some of that. Some things are doing very well. And this is Novo Nordisk. I thought they were doing pretty bad this week, down 33%. They're also getting hit. Trump is trying to get these companies to charge us less. These pharmaceutical companies, they're not happy about that. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Peter, U.S. economic calendar. What is going on for today?
Well, a couple things. We had the hourly earnings come out on target at 0.3% growth. Unemployment rate unchanged at 4.2. Non-farm payrolls is interesting. That came out lower than expected, which is not considered a good sign for the economy, but it's just a single data point. The others are fine. At 9:45, we have the manufacturing PMI and then the ISM manufacturing that comes out at 10. So yeah, I mean, who knows in a week like this whether they're going to move the market. I think we had our big market data point right earlier this week, of course, with the Fed rate announcement, which, as we all probably know by now, is unchanged. So, yeah, I think the focus is on earnings. And like you pointed out, Carlos, we've got a few earnings. Although the market feeling a little less, less bullish than it did yesterday, that's for sure. Although yesterday, we started high and moved down over the course of the day, and it looks like we're continuing that directional movement this morning. So, yeah, but I mean, hey, look, it doesn't mean that there's no trading. In fact, this is my favorite type of trading. I like going short on things, but yeah, we'll have to see what opportunities present.
Yep, we sure will, friends. Let's take a look. Let's start diving into this gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com, where you can get tons of information on what's happening with the market and tools to trade. So let's check here the first one, NAMM. NAMM. NAMM is on here this morning, and these guys are up 52%. So nice big pop for them. 10 million shares traded, hard to borrow. What's the float on this one? Float is at 3.1, so very low float stock, Peter. Showing some action this morning. Is this going to last? Already the high is 11. We're back down to $6. So what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't know. This feels like a flash in the pan type thing. I mean, I don't even know what to make of this. Nobody follows this. No analysts care about it. I don't know I'm not sure what's happening. This is an African gold producer, and they provide a corporate update. What does that mean? Blah blah blah. Validation or revision. The foundation, a portfolio cash gen. I don't know. Like whatever. I don't. It feels like it's just a low float moving as low floats do occasionally, and it's not something I have an interest in trading.
Yeah, same here. No interest whatsoever in this one. Let's move on to the next one. It's going to be Reddit. I like Reddit, man. I do. I like Reddit. I don't know. It's something about the stock. I just like. I don't even use the platform, Peter. I just like the ticker. I just like, look at these guys. They got a half whatever platform and they somehow are public. Like, look at them go. It's like the little child of social media, whatever they do here. I'm rooting for them. I am rooting for you, Reddick, 100%. I'm going to open up an account pretty soon and start posting there. All right, here we go. So here's Reddick. We are up 16%. I don't know how they make money, but 16% here. 571,000 shares traded, Peter. This is my favorite social media ticker. What's your thoughts?
I had no idea you were such a fan of Reddit, but you're a fan, but you don't really use it. It sounds like so.
No, not at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I mean, they got two pieces of good news. They had earnings yesterday. They beat their numbers, so that was good. How do they make money? I assume it's off of advertising. I don't know. But the other piece of news is that they've got attention of not only Carlos but Google and some others. Like Google has been working to integrate Reddit search results into their core search engine, which is always good when Google wants to suck your data, I guess. So I mean, they've been looking to how do they maintain control of that and monetize this. But they are saying that they think they're well positioned to be a good search engine destination and offer, sort of conversations and knowledge that isn't present elsewhere. I feel like Reddit is trying to position themselves for the position that Twitter used to be before it became X. And X has really fallen off of a lot of radars. People aren't interested in using it because of how toxic is the word that's most often used with X these days, and Reddit seems to be the sort of it platform. We'll see how long it lasts, but
Yeah.
hey, they're taking advantage of that, and they've got Carlos watching, so it looks like everything's coming up daisies for Reddit at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually looking at X. I'm disappointed, man. I thought Elon was gonna come here and make this better, but it's not great. Like the posts there make no sense. I'm always getting all these fight posting. Like, why are you showing me fights of people beating up other people? Like, I'm not interested in that. But it's
You know,
constant on my feed. It'll be like a couple of traders and then a bunch of people fighting each other and killing each other. Like, I don't want to see this. So I
it's
don't know
still
if you guys are
heavily
seeing the
used
same
though.
thing, but yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Say again, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, look, well, there's no denial that it's still heavily used. X is still, a lot of sort of, I don't know what to call them. I can't call it news. I can't call it data. A lot of posts, I guess, that people reference comes out of X, but it does feel like there's people are looking for alternatives, and Reddit seems to be one of them. So love it or hate it, I'm just that seems to be the trend. And I said, we're talking about Reddit as a stock, and like you said, I mean, the stock just from a tradability point of view has been, like you said, Carlos, it hasn't been that bad. I mean, the volumes are relatively modest. The price action, I haven't always enjoyed it, but. Every once in a while when it pops up, I look and there have been some opportunities. You just have to pick your spots.
Yeah, it sure do. Yeah, I agree. We all have custom feed, Ben, a good member of ours in the YouTube chat there. But still, like even when I put I'm not interested in this, the similar video will come up on somebody else's page. I'm like, what's going on? Like, so that they do a horrible job with the algos. That they really do. And the amount of spam you get is just another one that doesn't make any sense. All right, friends, let's continue to look at what's next on here. So here's Reddit. I am going to watch them today. I do like them. Their daily looks great. Their intraday is not as great, so maybe a secondary is what I'm thinking here. I'll update the banner down there in just a second. But first, let's look at the next one on here. NVO, these guys are not doing all that fun. So NVO this morning, if you look at their daily, I know they're gapping up, but their story is not a happy one. NVO down up 2.3 this morning, but down 33% for the week, right? So for the week, they're getting crushed, and it's just a lot of things happening here. And today, another thing that the administration was saying about these health companies charging other countries less and us more, right? And we know insurance is a scam, right? Insurance is the biggest scam there is in this country, but there it is. So they're not happy about that. Peter, what else is driving them lower this week?
Um, I mean, look, they've been down because of the competition that was announced in the weight loss drug, with some of their big competitors saying that they are launching their own competitive products. You were just talking about, of course, the White House has been taking aim at drug prices. Interestingly, not to decrease the price for Americans, but to try and equalize it across the world by raising it elsewhere, which you'd think would be good, but a concern is over global sales, right? That it could affect that. But there was some good news overnight that the Washington Post reported that apparently Medicare and Medicaid programs are looking to experiment with covering weight loss drugs. That would be good news, being that you'd get drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro and Zepbound and anyways, all these things with weird names for these drugs that people seem to like so much. Um, so I think that's what's leading to the bounce. I have not bothered to watch this all week. There's just been too much other fun stuff, and I'm not a big fan of the stock movement. So,
Mm.
but today it might be in play. I mean, it's one of the few things that is moving up, right, in a market that's moving down, and that's worthy of some attention, anyways, whether you choose to put it on your list or not.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds like a plan for disaster. But I don't know, man. Just can we pay people? Like, can Medicaid just pay people to go to the gym? Like, hey, you come to the gym every week, you weigh in a couple of pounds lower, we'll give you a check or something, right? Instead of creating a drug that has side effects that it's not gonna fix the underlying problem. Yes, you lose some weight, but it's gonna come right back if you don't have a plan in place.
Yeah, I mean, I think they do something sort of like that in Japan, and that's led to a big culture of fat shaming, is my understanding. But you know what? There's no perfect solution. I mean, who
Uh,
knows? Who knows what's going on? Like, the world's a changing. So,
yeah,
but
yeah. We don't want to fat shame
everybody's
nobody. I mean,
always looking for
yeah,
the magic. I mean, we even have
the
a
easy
term, right?
way
The
out.
magic
Yeah,
pill. You want the
yeah.
magic pill that fixes everything. This is exactly what these companies are promising. The magic pill. As
Mm.
opposed to, we all know what the answer is, right? And I've said it many times. Put less bad stuff in your pie hole. Just
I know.
don't do it.
Just
But
eat
it
less.
is it's very tasty. I love
It's
food.
hard. It's hard, man. It's really, really hard. I mean, if food is,
Yeah.
food is
But
such a
I
bad
mean,
drug. It
I
is. It
do
is.
I love eating. So anyways,
No,
yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
get it.
100%, 100%. I just feel like if I want to lose weight, that's the pills now where I'm gonna go. It's just I think that'd be the last place. It's got to be really bad. Um, but yeah, there it is, guys. They're down. How well they're gonna trade today, I don't know, but I do love their daily. I think I'm gonna add them to the list as well. Let me update my banner here. No, hold on. Actually, let's look at the next one first. Then I'll update the banner. But actually, that's it. That's all that's capping up, Peter. Again, everything is, if you look at this trading terminal gappers list, everything is on the downside today. So a lot of red on the screen. All your favorite tickers are down here. There's some that are gapping up slightly. Peter's going to take you through that now, and some of the earnings for yesterday and this morning, Peter.
Yeah, I don't feel the market is as dire as the gappers list would imply. Um, but there is a lot of red out there. All right, so let's talk about some of the areas that are green. I'll just mention in passing, Microsoft feel it's still a leftover green from from their earnings, I think, because they happen to be green this morning. But there's really nothing new going on there. Let's talk about Apple. Apple had earnings after the close yesterday, and that's probably more important. Interesting that it's held the green through this morning because they beat their numbers. They have a good quarter. But I don't know. I felt that their results and sort of earnings call was a little underwhelming. No real big new announcements, nothing revolutionary, and they were very silent on a couple of areas that people are interested, like their plans for relocation of their manufacturing um, properties or facilities. They basically said what people wanted, right? Earnings are good in this quarter. iPhone sales are up. See ya. And that's more or less where they left it. Probably a smart move on Apple's part. So, anyways, I don't feel like there's much of a story there. And I'm not really convinced it's going to give us a good trading opportunity. But you know, that's Apple. What else is going up? Well, we have a couple of earnings, both from last night and this morning, that are just barely green, but not enough to make our list. FSLR, for example, just hasn't traded enough volume. This is First Solar. They had earnings after the close yesterday, and I'm surprised. Like solar has been, of course, as we generally know, I would say, beaten down. But they actually raised their guidance. So they said, you know what? We actually think that we can do better than we'd previously forecasted. So now we have to keep in mind that they had severely lowered their forecast previously. So to raise it now is sort of like saying, look, it's not going to be quite as crappy as we had projected. But hey, that's enough to get them green. So FSLR, if you're interested in that one. Rocket Labs, RKT, another one that had earnings. Sometimes rocket companies, I guess is what it's called. Again, it's another in the series of finance companies. Remember, we were looking at SoFi and some of the others. Well, Rocket had earnings and they delivered. They actually blew the numbers out of the water. They really beat their numbers and are seeing a good increase of 7% this morning. It's just the average range is below what would put it on our list. That's why it didn't make the gappers list. So, but RKT, a potential for this morning. Two others that I were watching on earnings just to see what they were doing are ExxonMobil and Chevron. So XOM and CVX, they look, these two companies have the same story pretty much. They both missed on revenue, they both beat on earnings. Neither one typically trades a lot of volume. I mean, it's sort of interesting that they're both maintaining their bottom line while they're saying that sort of sales are down. I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. Oil and gas, they tend to move together. I don't even know. Not CVS, CVX would be the Chevron.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
CVX. There we go.
yeah, Chevron. So, anyways, again, neither of these trade a lot of volume pre-market, especially. So, but I thought I'd mention them because they're on earnings and they're gapping up. So, that's really it for this morning. Most everything else, like we said, there is a lot of red on the screen. So a lot of stuff gapping down. Like all the semis are gapping down, and Tesla, and most of our Magnificent Seven, except for the two I mentioned, Apple and Microsoft. So yeah, let's go to the gap down list, and we can handle things from there. And I see a couple of you guys really want us to look at some stocks. Like there was a, I mean, here's one that's gapping up. How about FIG, FIG? We don't have much to tell you about this. I know that a couple of our members are like, "Look at Fig. Can you look at Fig? Take a look at Fig." Look, it was an IPO yesterday, or re-IPO'd, but it opened yesterday, and and it actually had a good sort of opening day price action. I admit I looked at it in the first couple of minutes and didn't love it, and then I didn't come back to it. Now I sort of regret that. It had sort of a great climb. It took a little while to get moving yesterday after it opened because it opened and then moved up a little and halted and then dropped and then it sort of took off. We're now sitting at 100 and let's call it $140. We'll round off higher. And yeah, it could be an interesting second day play. It's got volume. It's almost 6 million shares so far pre-market. So, but it's one of these, as a recent IPO, we have no levels, I have no history, and there's no analyst coverage. So I'm not even sure what to tell you about this stock other than, it's an IPO and you would just have to play it based on the short-term technicals. So,
All right. I thought wasn't this chart empty yesterday, Peter? I mean, what is this information going back to?
I,
Like,
I thought it was
right?
too,
I
you know,
pulled it up
but
and it was no history here whatsoever. Now I'm seeing all this history going back
yeah.
2024. It's just weird. Because again, yesterday none of this was here, right? Going back to 2022. So that's interesting. Yeah, yesterday was wild. I was looking at it and I saw the Deem. Is it Deem? Damn, Deem. I saw the same thing. I saw the alert on Bloomberg come out saying Fig up 220 something percent. I'm like, what? So I went to the station
Yeah.
and pulled it up, and I'm like, wow, what an IPO. So, just wild here. Delma. Okay,
We
excellent.
don't get many IPOs that, give us fun. So
Yeah,
I'll agree with everybody. This
yeah,
one
yeah.
has potential. You have to be careful because I mean this is like random momentum, right? Like you really
Mm-hmm.
have nothing off of which to gauge how this is going to move. So
Gotcha. All right. Okay, let's take a look at our gap down list, friends. We see another one that's coming up here on gap or RKT. You already spoke about that one. It's coming up on our gap up list.
yeah.
Let's take a look at the first one here. We'll take a look. Actually, let's grab this by sector, Peter. I think it'll be better, right? Let's start with coin, right? And we know that they had some stuff last night, but coin, we can speak about coin, Bitcoin, we can talk to about Raya. I see Mara. Let's start there. Hood is somewhat in that sector as well. Let's start with coin. I know you have also the earnings play on this one as well. So let's start there.
Yeah, so Coin was an interesting one. The expectations were relatively high on Coin, and they did not deliver. So the expectation with crypto having done well and Bitcoin especially, sort of at highs, that they would have sort of a good quarterly result, and they didn't. They missed their numbers, and now this could just be management's a little young and new at actually forecasting against guidance. And once management gets a lot more experience, they sort of get better at being able to forecast and predict where their business volume is going to be. But let's benefit of the doubt aside, they missed the numbers, and analysts do not like that. They never like that. Now, everything was up, right? Like they made more money this year than they did last year in the same quarter. So that's good. But, for instance, they did $746 million of revenue and analyst expectation was 814. So, they didn't deliver as much revenue as anticipated, or at least as the analysts expected. Um, they they didn't deliver on the earnings. The analysts expected a buck 25 and they delivered a buck 10. So, like there's, it depends on the numbers that you look at, but bottom line, coin didn't hit the targets that analysts were looking at. That being said, they do say that they believe that their business is robust. They think that there's good opportunities, and they have reasserted their guidance. So, I'm not sure what to expect out of it today, other than it's likely to be in play. We are down 10% almost exactly here, which is a big move, right? That's $38. So I think there's lots of room to move here on coin if it's one you watch. I think, are there some derivative stocks? I know we have a number of people that trade. I should ask Gary. Gary trades this all the time. I don't know if he trades it directly or trades, is there some like ETF where you can trade it cheaper because it is a $340 stock still.
Yeah,
Con L?
I'm sure
Weird.
there is. Yeah, if Hims has the ETF, I mean, come
Here we
on,
go.
coin's gotta.
Con
Yeah,
L. All right.
Con
Vishal
L.
is absolutely correct. Con L is a two-time leverage long ETF
She.
for coin,
Oh,
and it's only
Con L.
40 bucks. So
There it
you can
is.
trade that if you want. Just keep in mind it's leveraged, right? So it's going to move twice as fast. Um, but anyway, so there you go. Anyways, coin, I think it's in play. I don't know that I'm going to spend a lot of time watching it, but we'll see what else I like off the list. But for now, it makes my secondary list.
All right, awesome. All right, so there's coin. There's some other ones on here too. Like I see Hood, I see Mara, Riot. All these ones are on deck this morning. Let's take a look at some of those. Let's start here with our good buddy Mara. So if we look at Mara here, again down slightly. It really has. I mean, if you want to trade this sector, I think Hood and coin are definitely leading the way. I mean, they've been just so good with volume and everything, especially Hood. The explosion we've been getting out of Hood have been incredible. It's going to be on my list today. Again, great volume rate, 2.2 million, down 5.1. So I will have it on my list. I do have coin on here, and I am going to put Hood, although I might like Hood a little bit better today, so we'll see. And then going back to our list, friends, let's take a look at what else in this sector. Also, we do have, I thought I saw some other ones. Iron, Clean Spark, you name it. There's a bunch on here today that are down. There was some. I was listening to a Bloomberg piece yesterday. There's a lot of criticism for Trump pushing crypto. Like he's keeping his some of his promises that were saying about what he was going to do with the crypto push. But now they're getting on him because his family's heavily involved into the crypto world. So so it's like he's keeping his promises here. So they're happy about that, but they're not happy about this, right? So we'll see. But nevertheless, this thing, I like Hood, I like Coin. I think those are the best ones for me. CLSK, no. Riot, nah.
I
It's Coin
mean,
and Hood for me. Go ahead, Peter.
yeah, and Bitcoin prices are down right now, 115,000. So it's still up over that 110, but it's surprising that it hasn't really taken off. The expectation was that Bitcoin was really going to take off, and it sort of got up to that 118. You know how it hung around 118, 119 for a long period of time and just didn't do anything further. So now it's dropped back a bit. Ethereum prices are also have dropped overnight. Nothing severe. I mean, again, 115,000 for Bitcoin, which is only down about 3,000. Ethereum prices at 3,660, down from about 3,850, 3,900 that it was yesterday, last evening. So, you know what's going to be quiet? All those companies that have their treasury strategies, don't expect any press releases from them. Like I've been saying, right? They were trumpeting it as the prices were going up. As soon as it drops, they're going to go very quiet. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. All right. So I'll go with Coin and Hood there. Let's go back to Fig. We're talking about that in chat here. Do we have shares for sure? We don't. I figure we wouldn't. So I'm gonna put in a secondary. I don't like stocks. I know we spoke about it earlier. I don't like stocks that we cannot short. I like to trade them both ways. So again, just a secondary for now. Still want to watch. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see what it does today. It went up 222% yesterday or more. So on the secondary list, I think it'll be a great spot here. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's get back to. So we kind of covered the Bitcoin off this list here. Let's take a look and Coin and Hood. Let's take a look at a big guy here, which is Amazon. Peter, we haven't discussed Amazon yet. Let's talk about them. Their earnings last night. You and the gang were live yesterday for this one, and it seemed to want to get going, but then it fell apart.
Yeah, so their numbers were good, and I think that's what got the initial excitement going. That once again they beat their numbers. They had a great quarter and delivered, but they didn't satisfactorily answer the questions about what about AI. And really, if you're anywhere remotely in the tech space, they want to know AI, and especially their AWS, their Amazon Web Services, was relatively flat. Their quarter was delivered mostly by retail volumes being up, right? They sold more packages and goods. And while that's good overall for the business, people want to see that you've got a strong AI strategy and the AI is delivering money to your bottom line. And Amazon didn't really demonstrate that. And that's the big reason behind the drop. They didn't do anything wrong per se, but they certainly did not show the growth in the web services and in the AI that was expected. And they were relatively silent in talking to it. So Amazon, I feel, definitely in play for today. It can be disappointing, though. Keep that in mind, right? That it doesn't always move, in a great way. So, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. Just I figure we need to after the earnings just to see what it does. I have more hope for it moving well than Apple, to be honest. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's take a look here. I am gonna add Amazon to the list. I just don't know if it's gonna be on the main list. I don't
Yeah.
trade Amazon much, but yeah, I don't know. We'll put it on here for now. We can always bring it down if we find something better. I mean, they have earnings. They should be on the list. All right, so that's Amazon. All right, let's go back to our gap down list, friends, as we go through this and find what else is in play. I want to find the big. There's so much on here. We're not going to be able to cover everything, so I'm just looking across for some big names. We talked about Hood, a lot of, and let's talk about Nvidia, AMD. Let's talk about the semis, and then we'll take it to you, Peter, for anything that else you want to cover off this list. So let's talk about SMCI. Let's talk about AMD, Nvidia. If we look at Nvidia right now, for the most part, we are down 2.1%. They're like the last to report, right? So we don't hear from these guys for a long, long time. It almost feels like earning is over, like all the earnings is done, and then out of nowhere, Nvidia comes up and shakes things up, right? So, but they're down here, just kind of moving with the overall market. I mean, I love the volume, 8 million shares traded. Tariff can affect these guys, so we know that's in play at the moment. That's for today. So, Peter, I will have them on the list. What's your thoughts on what's going on today?
I mean, look, it had to pull back at some point. Yesterday, we sort of started the day at all-time highs again, and but didn't hold it. And as you can see, we're down here. I mean, look, this is still heady territory, right? I mean, Nvidia is still, a $4.3 trillion company and the most valuable company on the planet. Still is holding that title, staving Microsoft off as it tries to make a run to be a $4 trillion company, which it was briefly, but then dropped back below that mark a little bit. So, anyways, Nvidia is still up here in a little bit of uncharted territories. Look, it's in play. There's no news on it. They're being pretty quiet. It makes sense with all this other earnings and stuff. It's they'll keep their powder dry. They'll have their time in the light. Like you said, they announce earnings about 3 weeks after everybody else, so it sort of lets everything cool off, and then they get the limelight all for themselves when they get their numbers out there. So yeah, Nvidia always fun. AMD, like in the sector, has also been fun. Sort of did a very similar pattern yesterday to what Nvidia did. Started at the highs, not all-time highs in AMD's case, but it was at the highs of all this recent movement, and then it's dropping. Dropped over the course of the day yesterday, and it's dropping again this morning. So, but either one of those are tradable. You mentioned SMCI, Carlos. I mean, very similar, just from a pattern. There's no news in the sector, so these aren't news driven. They're just all following sort of the sector direction. And if you look at the last week or so on the charts for AMD, SMCI, and Nvidia, they just look very similar. So they've been roughly moving the same way.
Yeah, I agree. I do like AMD, man. AMD has actually been one of the better trading ones. You can see here on this daily how well they've been doing, and increasing value in the pre-market too. Right now, 2.8 million shares traded. I mean, they were kind of like they were doing something, but not really. Kind of dead with the volume, and out of nowhere, we're getting this big pre-market volume. And you can see that the change. It was a gradual change, I think, too. You can see here that there's a clear increase in volume over the last month and a half or so, right? So bigger spikes, higher lows of the volume there. You can see that a little bit, and then the last couple of days, which has been ramping up pretty nice here. So I do like AMD. I am gonna put them on my list here. I think they'll be fun to watch today, and then Nvidia could be on the list as well. All right, let's get over to our gappers list, friends, brought to you by Trading Terminal. And I think that's pretty much it. We covered some of the sectors here. Let's see what else is sticking out here. Oh, Google. Google's down as well. Let's talk about that, Peter. And anything else that you like this morning you're going to cover as far as earnings or stocks you want to watch today?
Yeah, I wasn't really keeping an eye on Google. I know you just mentioned it, but Google's always just out there. I never liked the way Google trades, so it's not something that I bother just from a trading perspective. But yeah, I mean, it's as you said, gapping down here this morning doesn't feel major to me. Not making my list. From an earnings, what haven't we talked about? MSTR, you sort of mentioned it. MicroStrategy is, I mean, I guess we talked about their sector. They had earnings after the close yesterday. They had a good quarter, beat their numbers, but are gapping down this morning, largely because of guidance. It's always the outlook or guidance, right, that usually drives these things. So, but I said they had a great quarter, and I mean that MicroStrategy is another one. If you look at their chart, they were sort of up at the highs. Now, the last couple of weeks, they've been dropping down here. And yeah, I don't think it's going to make my list, but thought I'd mention it. What else we got? Riot. We talked
Hmm.
about this sort of industry. They had earnings yesterday. They beat their numbers in the quarter, but once again, their guidance was disappointing. So the market doesn't like that. And what else we got? Roku. That's one we haven't looked at in a while. Roku doing pretty
Yeah.
low volume here pre-market, but they beat their numbers on earnings after the close yesterday. So there's that. And mRNA. Here's another one that was sort of interesting. They had earnings this morning, announced and beat their quarterly numbers. But what was surprising that some of their numbers were driven by an increase in COVID-19 vaccine sales, which actually exceeded targets by about 8%. So that was good. Oh no, mRNA. You're looking at Novavax. Anyways, okay, there you go. But they said their guidance was lower forthcoming quarters, so that's got them gapping down. I don't think this is going to be back in play, but they're approaching 1 million shares this morning, so it doesn't look that bad. But there's probably better things. Like it's another day where we just have a lot of stuff to pick from, right? So pick your favorites. Last but certainly not least, from the earnings that I was watching is Colgate Palmolive. It's CL is the ticker. Once again, another good quarter for toothpaste. They beat their numbers. It's not an exciting trader, but and the market doesn't seem to be interested in the fact that they delivered numbers over and above the expectations. They're pushing them down anyways, and I don't really see a reason for that. They didn't actually provide guidance, so. They said that demand is steady. They see that they're on track for delivering. I guess it wasn't enough. Analysts wanted more. They didn't mention AI once. I want AI in my toothpaste. How's that going to work? I don't know. But in any event, that's what
They'll
I had,
figure a way.
Carlos. Yeah,
Yeah.
and look, there's red across the board. You can pick a lot of stuff. Oklo, the quantum sector, all of them are red. I don't. I mean, pretty much everything is red. Transportation, tourism, technology, all red today, or mostly red.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look. That is basically our gappers list, friends, and what we're looking at so far on my list. I have Coin, Hood, Amazon, Fig, and RDDT. As you can see right at the bottom of the screen there, that's what I'll be watching. All right, let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. Starting here with our chat. What is on deck for you guys, and what do you like today? So let's take a look. Apple is scoring. Yeah, we did look at Apple. I didn't add it to the list. I'll add it to my list, of course. So Apple, yeah, it's popping up a little bit. So we'll add Apple to the list as well. We'll put it right here next to Coin. Obviously, I have not really looked at them at all recently. They have just not been exciting. So we'll keep an eye on them. Demi's looking at AMB. Oh, shoot. See? What just happened? I think it just
Uh-oh.
went short.
Carlos just
Yeah,
entered
yeah,
a
yeah.
trade.
Oh man. Okay, let me hold on. That's a short, so I gotta cover. Or should I leave it? I don't know. You know what happened
Ne-
here? What
ne-
happened?
never play. I don't know. I don't think you should play with trades that you
I don't
don't
know. Is Andrew in the shower?
want
Can
your
Andrew go
purpose to
shower?
be.
If Andrew goes shower, could work out. But if he's not showering, I don't know if
No,
this could work out. No, I'm just
no.
gonna get out. I'm just gonna get out. No, I'm out. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. I hit shift and Q, and
Wow.
that's a hockey.
Right.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of it. All
Uh-oh.
right.
Uh-oh.
Yep. You know what it is?
Gotta lock those
I
lock them
have
on
to.
pause windows.
I usually do lock it. What happened here is that when I type the bottom banner, I usually do shift to keep the letters captioned. Right? See, Coin, Hood, Amazon, Apple, they're all in
Yeah.
captions. So I hold shift to type that in. Then when I type it in the montage, I don't hit shift. But in this case, I got confused. I hit shift Q, and that's a hotkey. So yeah, there we go. Not cool.
Wow.
All right. It's fine. We got out right away, so it's no biggie. All right, friends. Let's take a look. We were gonna look no shift on this. It's going to be Q. Uh, Q. Where I even lost what we're looking at. AMQ or something. AMBQ.
Carlos is all shaken up now.
It caught me off guard. It really did.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, yeah.
We've all had that. I think at one point you're like, oh, what
Yeah.
have I done? And then you got to like, without panicking, figure out
Oh,
what have I done so I can undo it, right? So,
yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's take a look at Joby. Oh, look at Joby's doing some stuff here. Joby. This is one of the stocks. You know what? They've been trading much better. A lot of volume over the last couple of days. They died down a little bit in the last 2 or 3, maybe this week, right? But before that, you could see the explosion we've been getting here off the daily, right? So just exploding here nicely on there. So, I want to watch this stock. I think I am. I think I am going to put it on the secondary list. So we'll see what happens there, and we'll see how that takes place. All right, there it
so
is. Go ahead, Peter.
they, well, interestingly, that they have partnered with L3 Harris. Is that how you say that company's name? L3 Harris? Anyways,
L3 Harris.
yeah. I've seen the symbol. You probably might recognize it when they if you saw it. But anyways, they are a military and a defense company, and they're partnering with Joby to make a military grade version of Joby's vertical takeoff aircraft. It's planned, they think they're going to be able to actually produce a prototype by the end of this year and operational demonstrations in 2026. So they've got apparently a gas turbine hybrid version of. Well, I thought their stuff was all electric, but anyways, yeah. So they are partnering anyways to get into the defense field. So that's good news for them, and a reason why they're gapping this morning. It might be an opportunity, Carlos. I I'm not planning to ride one anytime soon, but the stock is moving on good volume this morning. It's in play.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so here we go. Joby, I do like that. It's great, positive news. I'm gonna put them on the list. We'll be on the lookout for them there. All right, friends. What else? What else we have going on here? Let's take a look in our chat as well. LHX. What is that? Is that what we were just talking about? LHX. This is L Harris. Oh yeah, L Harris 3. I mean, this is probably not tradable, but here's a take of the company that they're partnering up with. So thank you for that. Um, what else? What else, friends? What else you guys have on deck this morning? If not anything else, we will go over to announcements. Um, uh, New IPO. All right, perfect. Let's stop here, friends. Let's get over to our website, bearbutraders.com. And once you're there, you can click in all over the place and see all the information we have available for you. But if you click on webinars here, you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Friday as we end this week, start a new month. I mean, it's going to be a very exciting today's session. But here it is, Friday. Peter, what do we have scheduled for today?
Well, in Friday, we don't have anything. So this bootcamp pre-meeting was rescheduled to yesterday, so that's not happening today. And typically Fridays we don't have a lot of sessions for you. So let you ease into the weekend. It's a long weekend here in Canada. Is it a? It's not a long weekend in the U.S., is it?
No, what's the holiday? No,
It,
no,
it,
no.
it it's literally just called a civic holiday, which means
What's that?
it's summer and summer's short in Canada. We want an excuse. So the first Monday of August is always a holiday for no particular reason. It's the August long weekend is literally what we call it. Like we don't even have a name for it. We just say we need a long weekend because it's summer. So
Gotta love Canada for that, man.
yeah,
We
why
need to do
not?
more of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's great. I have no problem with that. But I mean, I guess it'll be business as usual for here, for us here, because the markets are open, um, and I'll be here. I'll be here with you, Carlos. But we'll see what I do for the rest of the day.
Yeah, man. Sorry I gotta drag you out of bed for this.
Well,
On your Canadian holiday.
yeah.
Oh man. Good stuff,
But
good
anyway,
stuff.
so guys, if you want to join us though here at Bearable Traders, we are open and today and Monday and all week. So yeah, go to bearabletraders.com, scroll down, you can see the different membership options. Hopefully you'll consider joining us. And we'll be live trading today, well, not tomorrow. Today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day the markets are open. We are here for you and ourselves because we trade. So,
Yep.
all right.
Awesome.
Let's set some levels. We actually have
Yeah.
time to set some levels today properly, Carlos, and I can even let people know probably
Yeah.
what our moderators are watching. So get your list in.
We sure do. As I'm looking at my a potential sure would have worked out, Peter. No, not really. It's too risky. All right, let's see here. Coin. Let's start with coin. I do like coin here today. I think it's a nice one to keep an eye on. It's not the easiest stock to trade, especially as the price keeps going higher. But I think today they're in play and it's definitely worth watching. So here off the daily, if we take a look, let me get you the guys the daily, which is much easier to read. If we take a look at the daily here, pre-market high, we're sitting at 343.30. So I am gonna put a level. Actually, no, I show it higher. That's wrong. Is that right? Oh no, actually it is right. 343.30. Okay, it's correct this time. Towards the bottom, it is 331.90, 332 actually. So 332 is the low of the pre-market there. Once you do that, you're seeing you got some support coming in around June. So June on the daily, you were hanging out around this area. Not a whole lot of days because look how fast this thing moved in a hurry and just kept rocking. So big level, obviously 312.96 is a good one. Around 297.42, you have another one as well. Again, that'll be a stretch if we start losing that much ground. I don't think coin has that in there unless the overall market decides it's going to be a red type of day, a good sell-off type of day today. 357.56 towards the top is a good one as well. And then up there you have your highs and lows for your last two trading days. Next on the list is going to be Hood. Hood, it starts off a little rough and then it becomes very explosive. So let's see what it does today. So right now, the low of the pre-market is going to be over at 96.23, so we'll mark that there. The high is pretty much slamming into yesterday's low, so pretty much right on this. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I do want to mark the level just slightly above where the price action is right now, 98.17. You can see it's a couple of days in here that use that either as support, resistance, open, close, you name it. That level you do want to mark down. That's around 98.17, right? So I want to have that there. And then towards the bottom, in case we do lose some ground, we got two levels I want to have here. It's going to be 93.74 and the one down here down at 91.09. Again, that's probably a stretch, but that 93, if we do start to sell off, we just can get back into this range that we were stuck in for about a week and a half. So that's an area that there is not going to be a stranger area to them if they can get in there. So we'll see what happens. Amazon on deck here. I can't remember what's the last time I looked at Amazon. Great pre-market action today with 5.1 million shares traded. So that's the most volume I've seen in a while. Obviously, given everything going on with them. 218.60 is a good level. Over to the bottom, 213.65 is the low of the pre-market. So nice big range there. Even right in the smack in the middle of that range, you got a nice daily area you want to mark down. It's probably 215, a little bit higher. It's around 215.37. And then one level towards the bottom, below the low of the pre-market, 211.15. And then towards the top, we're looking at 221.90. Yeah, 221.90. All right, let's look at our buddy Apple, and then we'll head over to Peter so you can do some levels for us. So here's Apple, friends. If you missed it, I did an error trade here this morning. We're in and out quickly with a hockey error. 212.64 is the high of the pre-market, and the low is going to be down at 209.42. So there it is, friends, of the highs and lows of the last two trading days, which is also supported by a lot of the highs and lows for the last two trading days as well, right? So the high and low today, you can see they're overlapping some of the highs from yesterday and the day before that one. There is the daily hasn't been great. It's kind of been stuck in this range there. There is a level in this range that I think is worth marking down. It's 211. It's at 211.19. You can see on there's a lot of touches on this as well. Even in the pre-market this morning, you can see we've been using this as somewhat as an area of support, resistance slightly, especially here consolidation. So you want to have it down just in case it means something. If for some reason somehow Apple wows us and goes up, we're looking at 214.83. But Apple, I don't know, it's just they have nothing going on. That's exciting. I went to the Apple store, Peter, what, a week ago. Everything looks the same. Like if you were taking a picture like 2 years ago, everything is the same. The things are in the exact same place, and the people are wearing the same shirt in the exact same place. Like it's just everything's the same. Like it's just like there's nothing exciting here. What's new? Nothing. All right, Peter, let's go to you on what people are watching today.
Okay, our moderators are getting their lists in here, and I think Gary's playing with us, but we'll come back to him. All right, let's see. Where's Lenny? Where is Lenny not? Lenny doesn't have his list in. Lenny not trading? He's always in first with his list. Well, not always because he's not here today. Nathan is going to be watching AMD and the Magnificent Seven. Probably no change for Nathan. That's what he does every day. Thor's going to be watching Mara and MCL. MCL? Is that a ticker? What is MCL? Unlike Thor I don't even know what that is. Maybe that's a futures thing. Brendan is going to be watching AMD, Nvidia, Amazon, PLTR, and Mara. I've got Amazon, Apple, Reddit, and Joby for some fun on my list, as well as my usuals in Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD. I've got one IPO and one SPAC to let you know about. Gary here. Gary says his list is Joby, FIG, which is that recent IPO, and the Spire, SPX. I gotta believe Coin's also on his list. Coin's always on his list, but he claims no. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. Eamon says he doesn't like anything. He's just going to watch scanners. John is going to trade. He's going to trade whatever Lenny would have traded. So John's got his usual list. He's going to watch his usual list. And Phil is going to be watching Nvidia, AMD, and Tesla. So there you go. Brian just came in with his list. He's got Tesla, Nvidia, Oklo, and Amazon. Gary says coin is done. It's dead to him. What? It has earnings. It finally has like a catalyst, and Gary's out. Interesting. All right, contrarian he is. All right. Anyways, we'll see what happens today, whether Gary is right or wrong, and have some fun here trading. Whatever you guys pick, just trade smart. It is a Friday. Carlos, time for the Friday morning.
Yeah, friends, it is a Friday, so make sure you are following your rules and trading well. There's nothing worse than going into the weekend knowing you were not disciplined, right? Because you can't make it up. You can't come back tomorrow and make it up, so it haunts you for the next 2 days. So, again, I know every day is important. You should follow your rules every day, but Friday, I think Fridays are special, man. Fridays are special. If you can follow your rule today, you can go on your weekend and have an amazing, that the mental freedom, man, from just being able to follow the rules. So let's make sure we do that today. Friends over in chat, we're going to let you guys go as soon as Brian and Andrew hop on. And then we're going to continue here in our YouTube chat. So, good. There's Brian. Guys, take care. If I don't speak to you over on our members tab, have an amazing weekend. And I will see you guys hopefully later. But if not, I'll see you guys on Monday. And happy for my Canadian friends. Happy Canadian.
August long weekend.
August long weekend day.
It's
very nice.
Simple. Yep.
No, it's not Canadian Day. Canadian Day is like that's your
Canada Day is July 1st. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like your independence, right? So
yeah, basically. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Peter. All right, Brian. We'll see you later. Yeah, I'm gone. I left Brian there. All right, very good. Okay, let's get together here, friends. Let's get the 1 minute to 5 minute. I gotta love Brian, and let's bring in. Let's see where is.
I didn't hear what Brian said. Did he? Because like in British Columbia, where he is, it's called British Columbia Day.
Yeah, I saw some comments where they say it's called British Columbia Day.
But look, the different provinces have called it like Heritage Day in Alberta or British Columbia Day in British Columbia. I mean, I feel like they just felt like they had to have a name, so they put a name on it. But it's really still an excuse. Like, what's British Columbia Day? What does that actually mean? It means it's summer and we want a holiday in August, so we gave ourselves one.
Yeah. Well, what I was laughing at, bro, Brian said to the chat is like, yeah, and then Trump sends us 35% tariffs to celebrate. I was like,
yeah, there you go.
Oh, Brian, good stuff.
Too soon?
I love that guy.
Maybe it's too soon.
No, it's never too soon, man. I think this is great. It's right on time because it can change so fast. You don't want to wait on it. You want to get it in before something else changes.
Okay. Let's watch Joby. Watch Reddit for Carlos, just to see what Reddit's doing.
Yeah, I have it on the secondary. I don't. Again, I have not really traded as much as I like. I just to see these guys IPO'd and just do this in such a short period last year. So yeah, last year it was just like what? Um, it's pretty interesting.
Right.
The
What did I
question is,
expect?
who's paying the tariff? Yeah, that's the question. Who's paying the tariff? The end user, the taxpayer? Who knows?
People keep
Everybody
asking
pays.
that.
Everybody pays.
Yeah.
Everybody suffers. Um, let's see here. Yeah, people don't know
Yeah,
the answer.
I don't know what to think here, what to expect. The market's down,
Oh,
but it
wow.
doesn't look hugely
Set
weak
it
here
up.
going into this open. So, and nothing I'm watching is really strongly directional. I actually like Joby. If Joby can pull back here, it actually might give a good long opportunity.
Yeah, I see it, guys. I see it. Yes, I know now it's easy to say, hey, I should have kept my Apple trade. It's easy now, but when when you're there and it's moving up, you didn't have a plan in place. That's a little tougher to be in. And then
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no, now it would have been $2 in. It's beautiful, but no, it's.
And
You never get.
where was your accidental entry? Did you have to suffer that move higher before it went lower?
No, I got out right away. So yeah, I would have
Yeah,
to
but it would
have.
have, yeah,
Yeah,
you would have had to
60,
sit
like
in
a
this for
64 cents a dollar almost,
yeah,
right? I mean, yeah. No, 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 no.
yeah. I mean, it's easy to see that, but did it make
Yeah.
sense to stay in it? No, like
No, no, no.
the whole
Absolutely
thing was
not.
an accident, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyways. Well,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that, Carlos. You were sticking to your rules, which is exactly what we tell people to do. So
Yeah, you know what?
that's
I was more shocked and like when I saw this triangle there, I didn't
yeah,
even know it happened. I was like,
sure.
how is that there? What did I, there was something
Yeah.
overnight. I don't hold overnight. Like, I was more like waiting to
How did I do
interpret
that?
what just took place. Why is there a triangle on my charts?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
but yeah,
I've been there. Real, it's almost like a deer in the headlights thing, right? Because you freeze and you're like,
right.
wait. How did that
Yeah,
happen?
exactly. And is that
What
a
did I
long?
do?
Is that I mean, it clearly was a short, but
Right.
it's like, which hockey am I
Well, but
hitting
it
here to
takes a
get out of
minute to
this?
process that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, I do have a close all orders. So I could have just hit that, but this never happened. So I didn't think about it after the fact. Like, I could have just hit cancel all orders,
Right.
close all positions, and that would have done it.
Yeah.
Regardless if it was a short or a long. But again, I never used this button ever,
Mm,
so it's just not something
yeah.
that's ready there.
Would that work for you pre-market? Depends on how the hotkey is set up, I suppose.
Yeah, I gotta check the script. I think it's set up. It's the one that's defaulted, so it might send a limit order or something in there. I'm not sure.
All right, we got a minute, 45 seconds here now. I am going to be watching Joby at the Open for maybe if we get a pullback to previous day close or the VWAP and see if maybe we'll go longer. I'm not sure. Not really confident of this as an open play. I'm also going to be watching Nvidia and Apple
Yep.
just to see what they choose to do. Amazon, yeah, I don't know about Amazon. Amazon's a little confusing this morning. It's red, but it's moving higher. So.
Boss looks sharp today. See now, Andrew? He looks sharp.
Andrew's there. Andrew just showed
No,
up.
I know that. I know. I say he looks sharp. He
Oh,
looks like he's got some good, nice
oh
sleep.
yeah.
You know what it is? I think it's
Yeah.
his mom's. His mom's is in town. We need his mom to be in
Oh
town more.
yeah.
Look how
His
sharp he
mom's
looks.
throwing off
Ding,
his
ding, ding, ding,
schedule
ding.
here.
Yeah, he's not out partying too
All
late.
right.
He's focused. All right, let's see this.
Apple's popping up. Joby.
Apple. 1 minute, 5 minutes for us
I don't think.
friends. And let's see here.
Mm-mm.
NT, good morning to you, my friend. Guys, hit subscribe and like. We'd love to have you guys come back and see us live again. And also,
Look at that. A dollar move.
hit that thumbs
Oh,
up if you
I
haven't
wanted
done
to go
so
short
already.
Nvidia. I just couldn't do it that early. Look at that. Would have been a dollar move though. Already. Wow.
Let's do this here. All right, Andrew's asking how are you guys? How is everyone? So let him know how you guys are doing today. Just typing in my list, friends. Forgot to do this. Amazon, Apple. And let's go back and do Fig. Oh, what's going on? Oh, Fig. I typed it backwards. And Reddit and Joby. All right, perfect. All right, send some truck memes. Yeah, I will do that for sure. Hood collapsing, Amazon going the other way. Amazon could be interesting. Apple long. Yes, Apple strong, pushing higher. Very nice. Hood coin. As usual, guys, I wait 3 minutes before I take any trades. So just kind of waiting around to see. And it's a rule that's tough because look at Nvidia, like Peter said, right? Nvidia just dropped and didn't really give you any time to wait 3 minutes. So sometimes you get good moves like that. Although Nvidia coming back long, I love this engulfing pattern. Nvidia, man, can this hold above the VWAP?
It wasn't quite an engulfing though.
No, it was short of it. Yeah,
I'm still feeling Nvidia's a short. Andrew's gone long
really.
Nvidia.
I think it's
He
a
went
long.
short, he reversed it, and he's long. I'm thinking it's a short, but I
Okay.
really don't want to trade against Andrew because I've been wrong too many times doing that.
Yeah. If it stays
I don't
above the
know.
VWAP and it goes back to 174.39, I'm going long. I think it's a long. But you're right. Right now it's not holding the VWAP, so it's not looking great.
No.
But I don't like it for a short though. Right? I don't like
No?
it for a short. I don't know, man. I don't think so.
This is gonna be one that I'm gonna regret not jumping
Trade your
in
plan, Peter. Trade your plan.
on.
Trade your plan. Let's see here. Yeah, man. Let's see. This candle goes above the VWAP. I'm tempted to but it's got to get above the VWAP. It's got to hold here. It's got to hit that 174, and then I'll like it for a potential long. Let's take a look here. Coin, nothing. Hood did drop here. All right, Amazon. I think Amazon wants to do a nice move here. Their price action is a little bit weird. I'm gonna go long Amazon, guys. I like it here for 5 minute. I'm anticipating the 5 minute ORB plus the high of day. I love this bounce here off the VWAP with the buying pressure. So I'm hoping this can continue. Let's see if this can get going here. We got to give it $1. So below 217, which is right where the VWAP is at, is my stop. But let's see if we can get to, what's the high of the day here? 218? Sorry, I had the pre-market 289-ish. Yes. It'll be nice to get up there. Let's see. I like this setup here. This is what I was looking for on NVIDIA, like this type of similar setup too. But it has like an engulfing on the one. But it didn't bounce off the VWAP. So let's see if Amazon can get us going. Oh, Peter, I don't want to look at NVIDIA.
I was right.
Oh, man. I didn't want to look, but I could see it here. It's down 2.7. See if Amazon can get going. I'm out of coffee. I got to get more coffee.
I knew it. No, I didn't know it. I didn't know it. That's why I didn't go in. It would have worked. I could have had 2 short trades on NVIDIA already.
Demi, you're in the IPO AMBQ. When did IPO? AMBQ. Mm.
AMBQ. That was the other day.
No,
Yesterday,
it's just
maybe?
3 days
Or two
ago.
days ago?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
2 days ago.
Low
I remember
volume
that
right
one being
now.
on my list.
Yep. Low volume at the
Well, Nvidia
moment.
didn't go far, so I don't have that much regret,
You don't
to be
feel too
honest.
bad?
I don't
Let's
feel
go
too
long
bad.
Amazon. Let's go long Amazon, man. On here. Let's see if we can get the breakout. This is why. See,
Amazon? Yeah, I don't know about
this is why I
Amazon.
don't trade Amazon because this price action. Like, if it was any other stock, this would have
Yeah.
like gone already. Nvidia, AMD, you're gonna get the breakout. Amazon's just placed too many games. Like, why are we doing this? Look how wiki it is. Um, it's just being
I was watching
reminded.
Joby, like I said,
Yeah,
at the
why I
open,
don't
by the
trade
way.
this.
It didn't set up the way I was hoping.
Mm-hmm.
So no trade on Joby for me. Look at Reddit. Reddit is making a move. Carlos, you said you like Reddit. Oh,
Yeah.
here it goes.
Oh, nice, nice. That's a nice and 5 minute break there. Although it would have been hard to take below the VWAP, but wow. Look at Reddit go.
Look at Reddit go.
Very nice. Why don't I like about the IPO? They hold trading too often. Yes, they do because the how much it could drop, right? And the volatility hits the triggers all the time. Yeah, that's a pain. Good morning to you guys. AMD long, excellent 3 minute ORB trade FTW. Which one are you looking at? A Fig. Oh, Fig. Yeah, Fig was the madness. Yes, I'm long, friends. Amazon. So I'm just long on down right now, trying to see if we can get the breakout. Fig. Yeah, see Fig kind of falling apart here. With interactive brokers, I have no shares to short, so I'm not really interested. Well, can't short it really here, but I would think some profit takings are is going to be in place after such a big move here.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at
dividends.
that drop. Look at that. Oh, that is a big drop there. Big drop. Yeah, Amazon is just struggling. Like it's just kind of hang here, I guess. Um, Stop 217. If I get 219, I'll start taking profits because I don't know if this thing is going to trend or not. How has it been trading? I have not watched Amazon in a while, so let me go back here. How? Let's go back to yesterday's. Oh, that gives me no hopes whatsoever. This doesn't look great. It is so bad. And the day before that, same thing. Yeah, I don't know why I'm in this. This stock doesn't trade well. I mean, it might give us a move here, hopefully, but it reminds you of why this price action is so bad. You know, um, when we get to 1 hour 219, I'll start taking stuff out. But just look how choppy it is. Not great. Um, Friday sideways. Yeah, we might see some of that, but they're. I think we'll get some moves. Look at Fig. Oof. Reddit traded very nice.
Yeah, Fig is selling off here.
Nvidia sideways. Uh, Apple.
Joby's doing nothing. Apple, weird up and down there at Apple, but it likes to do that at the open.
Yeah.
Like
Coin.
Microsoft looking ugly. Nvidia looking really ugly. Really.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Nice and
Tesla.
quiet. Very good.
Tesla, man. It's looking weak here. Go on Amazon. 219 for our good buddy Carlos.
I know. It's trying. Mm,
Big Fig is just down, down, and more down.
mm, mm. Oh, let's go. Let's see if we can get the move here. It took a while, but it's doing something. Like I want to be patient, but at the same time, I don't want to come back down to 218.17. Okay.
Huh.
Okay, here we go.
There you go. There's a 219
Amazon
at
is
least.
trying to prove itself here to us. Very nice. What's the next level we have? Next level on this thing. No, we're not getting to 21. Well, maybe, but it's not gonna be an easy run. Next level. Actually, that is the next best level, but that's gonna take some time to get there. The whole dollar, right? When you see something like that, guys, where you don't have a clear level, the whole dollar like 220, 229, 219.50 can be some errors. You could take some partials and just look at the price action, right? Like I took a partial here because the price action moved up and we're at basically 1 hour. Hassan, look at my face. Why does my face change? I know I should go back and look at the recording. I wonder how my face looks when I'm taking partials. Like when you like seriously focus on a trade. Have you ever um have you
I don't
ever
know that you
like
want to see your face when you're taking partials. There's a
yeah,
couple of times
probably
in
not.
life where you don't actually want to know what your face looks like.
Yeah,
That's
because I
one
don't
of
be
them.
conscious of it. Have you ever when my daughter was younger, my firstborn, I noticed that when you're giving the food, have you ever recorded yourself giving your daughter food when they were a baby? Oh, your
Mm.
facial
Oh
expressions
yeah,
are
yeah. Oh,
so
right,
funny.
right.
Like you do this
Yeah,
with your lips. You go, you don't know if you're doing this
yeah.
because you're trying to like show
It's
them do this, and you're like,
yeah,
naturally you're doing this madness. It's just weird. Just weird.
yeah.
All right, friends, another partial here on Amazon, 219.60. Oh, yes, let's go, let's go. Excellent. Oh, see, Amazon is proving me wrong. It's telling me I can trade just like Nvidia. Don't you dare make fun of
Huh.
me. And nice, 220. Let's do this. Andrew is in on this as well. Took a partial as well. Beautiful, guys. 220. Let's see if we can get it. This would be awesome. This is the move we wanted to get on Nvidia, and Nvidia let us down. I'm taking another partial here, but nice, Andrew. Andrew's in. Yes, Andrew's in on Amazon as well. So we're long here, and let's see how if we can get into a nice
Oh,
little
look at
rally.
Nvidia. Nvidia
Oh,
broke.
yes, yes, yes. I feel like I'm parceling too much. Are we gonna have a big move? I should keep some ammo. Um,
I
right? I feel like
don't know.
like it's a great
220
move
whole
already.
number. Yeah,
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be that's where it's heading towards, and it's just got there. So,
Could be. Could be. Um
well, you're in good company, anyways, when you're hanging out in a trade with Andrew. So,
oh,
although now you can
absolutely.
say Andrew's copying you because you were definitely in long before he was.
No, you know what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, "You got in too early. My timing was right," because he got in perfectly. He's in. He's in. Look, let me show you his trade, guys. You know, he's in
Yeah,
right at the breakout, at it, and then boom, 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 boom. Nice.
yeah.
So yeah, there it is, Andrew. Andrew's up early, man, in the office, feeling good, looking good. Very nice. Very nice. All right.
He's got, and maybe the rave is still going from the night before. That's why.
Oh man. All right, friends. Let's see. Let's see if Amazon can hold. I don't trust it though, but I want to try to be patient with it. It's got a nice gap to fill. Look at that. Got a nice. It's
Yeah.
got definitely got some room to the upside. So let's be patient. Let's try at least. Easier said than done. It's just the pressure from the market, man. Look at the market drop. So if you're looking at,
Yeah.
what I do actually, I look at Andrew's screen because like he has usually the spy here in the queues. So I use his screen to save myself some screen space, right? So I use his screen to look at the
Right.
spy and to look at the queues. So this screen is on this monitor here, and I got my other charts over here. And just look at this madness, man. This is wow. Amazon doesn't care. Come on, baby. Amazon doesn't care. That's good.
It is.
It's good. Good morning, M. Good morning, guys. Um, the
Where'd
best
that come
poker
from?
face? No, I don't have a good poker face, man. Actually, I laugh too much in poker. I just want to have a good time. It's not about the money. It's just I want to have a great time, and I laugh too much, and I tell what. Yeah, if you're a good poker player, you're gonna read me so good on poker, and I do enjoy playing poker. I really do. Um, all right, so Andrew's added to his position as well here. Let's see if we can get the continuation. I think we are. I think we are gonna. Oh, see, I should have added with him. That's something I gotta add to my thing, man. I gotta add the. I gotta add the adding.
Yeah, add the adding.
I gotta add the adding. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We're gonna have so much fun stuff happening on our YouTube channel. So definitely subscribe. Come back if you're enjoying the live trading. We're also doing the earnings at the close as well. We did two this week, and we'll schedule some more for next week.
Apple.
So make sure you join that. Uh, yeah, it was just wow. Can you
Apple
imagine if
just
I would
went
have stayed on
red.
my short? If I would have stayed on my short here, which wouldn't make any sense, but you have to hold to like $2. Like, yeah, easy to say
Yeah.
this, but how about that? You're gonna hold to a $2 stop? No, no, no. Um, all right, I took another partial on Amazon. Amazon, when I see this happening, when the market is selling off like this, and I see Amazon holding, to me, it kind of shows me that it is strong, right? Like I read that as a strong play because it doesn't want to sell off with the market. The market turns a little bit, hopefully it can trigger um some more even more buying on Amazon. So let's see. Let's see. How do you decide to go long when the stock market is going down? Yeah, so my decision was here on this, really a lot on this candle. Like this candle had a lot of decision to do here, right? So I basically anticipated the 5 minute ORB off this buying pressure off the VWAP, right? So I like the setup here, pull back on the way back up, off, including this candle in my decision making is where I went long. Plus break of this level, and then we just after that happened, we did nothing into the actual breakout, right? So, and here it could have gone either way. Like when you get in these moves, and Peter will tell you too, you want this to like happen like the next candle or so. The next two candles, you want to see that continuation, right? When it didn't happen, it was like, oh, okay, now it can go either way. Thankfully, we got the next move up here, right? So but the decision to get in was based on that, right? That 5 minute RB anticipation, using this buying pressure of this candle and this candle. This to me are very bullish signals, right? And above the VWAP, I love that. So when I see that, that's when I get in. And the 5 minute too. You look at the 5 minute because I have the 5 minute on the bottom. Also, just again, I anticipated the 5 minute would be a little bit. I should have waited the extra candle, but the pressure looked great, so that's why we went long. So that was my thought process.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need to make those decisions, right? And
Oh,
then stick to
look
it.
at
So,
look at that. So Lep Zeppelin, which I'm sure people love, right? Led Zeppelin in the house found us using Chat GPT recommendation. What did you
Okay, yeah.
ask?
What'd you ask?
What
What'd you
did you
ask the
ask?
bot?
I wanna see how you got that. It's really
Yeah.
nice. There's Andrew saying hello to
Where
you
can I
guys.
watch an Arab guy trade?
Yes, free trial. Yeah, what did you ask? Would love to see that. Um, but yeah, friends, if you are a member of YouTube channel, we are going to give you a free Thailand retreat for YouTube members. So you can become a YouTube member
Oh
easily
wow.
by joining there, joining the channel. I'm watching my trade Amazon here come back, so I might don't know if I want to get out, but I might just take a partial and keep my original stop. Um, but um, but yeah, we're doing some good giveaways, and we're also if you missed it yesterday, Andrew did announce it. We're doing two giveaways a week now, right? So we took your feedback. You guys said that a year is a lot. Instead, do less time and do more. So we'll do that. We'll do less time. We'll do more. We'll do did we agree to 3 months?
Oh,
Was it 3 months and two? I think that's what we agreed. So
yeah.
looking forward to that to another giveaway later today. So.
Yep.
And we'll let you guys know when to do the membership thing. We don't want the chat to be distracted, so we want to keep it nice and cool. I'll let you guys know when to start doing that. But yeah. Peter sad you work with Andrew this long and you think he is Arab, he is Persian. No, yeah, I know he's Persian, but they
No,
speak.
no, no, no. It's not Andrew I was talking about. Sorry, that was a joke reference to yesterday. Everybody thinks that Carlos
Oh yes, they think I'm Arab a hundred
is
percent.
Arab.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't get offended by it.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, it's not a people get offended by things like why. What is your problem? I actually I smile and I'm like, no, I'm not. But then I wish I knew the language, so I want to learn the language now, so I can respond back and tell them in their language I'm not. But you know, I don't mind it at all. Don't mind it at all. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Ah, you see, I'm learning already. All right,
See,
I'm
he's
gonna get
learning.
out. I'm learning already. I'm gonna get out here. Nam.
Oh yeah,
I
drop
I
on
was
Amazon there.
I was learning how to say I want. Nam. I forgot the second word. I gotta go back. Nam something. I
Yeah.
want, and then yeah. All right, I am out on Amazon. We got a great move, man. $2 on this thing. Can't complain. Uh, so excellent move on it. Shalom. No, I'm not Muslim, but I want to learn the Arabic language. Why is YouTube? Yeah, I'm not sure why YouTube is doing that.
All right, so Joby's back to previous day close. It lost. Apple's down red. Yeah, Tesla's down. Tesla looks like it might go under 300 today. We'll see what it does.
Um. Yes, I am Dominican. Let's see here. That's a great question. What do you guys think about the PDT rule changes? Andrew addressed it a little bit yesterday in the live stream.
Mhm.
And again, I think it's awesome, but you have to know how to trade. Like, I could see people taking their $3,000, $5,000 and day trading now, right? Because it's much easier. And
Yep.
just giving it all to the market, just blowing right through it, right? Because it's like Andrew mentioned, it's not about the money, it's about the skills and experience. So I think you need to learn how to trade first, and then that makes it accessible for you to take your own money and day trade, right? Because some people do have $20,000, $15,000, which will give you enough buying power to at least do this part time, right? The minimum is going to be 2,000 is what they're suggesting. Hasn't been approved yet, but that's what they're suggesting. But you could take a couple of $1,000 right now and do a funded account and it's gonna give you 15 like 15 grand with
Yeah.
50,000 of buying power. 50,000 of buy price. So if do that first, right? If you can make money there, then take your hard-earned cash and throw it in the market. But if you can't, I wouldn't do that.
Well, it'll also could, if you're successful at it, it'll give you some of the capital you might need to get into the
Yeah.
market. So,
If I learn Arabic, I can go to Dubai, take locals trading, and become a millionaire. I like the language, man. I think it's an awesome language, man. I go to a nice Mediterranean place, and I got tons of Arabic friends, Muslim friends, and it's an awesome language. So I definitely want to learn it. All right, Peter, are you in anything?
no trades for me this morning. I'm just watching here, waiting. I,
Mm-hmm.
I should have traded Nvidia, frankly, but
Yeah.
I blame Andrew. He's throwing me off going long,
I
but
don't know.
that's an excuse. It's never his
Yes,
fault. All right, made my own
exactly.
choice. So,
I see spies turning. Spies turning. Andrew's long TQQQ, which means it's a long play, which the Qs are doing right now, and the spy. So Andrew Andrew responded, "I am better than you." Trade, but you didn't take it. It's all good. It's all good. All
yeah,
good.
well,
All right. So yeah, Andrew's long on a TQQQ, and I had one hockey error, which I got out very quickly on Apple, so not a big deal. Early in the pre-market, and then an amazing trade here on Amazon, which I was doubtful was going to work, but we did get the nice breakout. Now,
yeah, it took a few minutes for you.
when Andrew comes on, I want to ask him. We gotta. He'll explain his trade, but I want to see what he saw to get in right here. Right, his timing was obviously
Mm,
better because you don't want to hold through this, right? He got in this
right.
trade. What was his thinking in getting here right before the breakout happens? You see what I'm saying? Like he must have saw something. And again, 5 minute ORB, but we'll love to see what he saw in the price action level two. We'll get that answer later when he comes on
Uh-huh.
at 10:30. He'll break that trade down. Because I don't want to, if I can get in here, perfect. I don't want to hold through this if I don't have to, right? Why do
Right.
that? You know, get in and get going.
It's a good question, right? Did he see anything that differentiated that candle from the others on the
Right.
move, maybe level two or something
Yeah.
else? Or
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could just be chance. That's just when he saw the stock
Yeah.
and
Right.
because he was trading other things, but we need to ask him to find out.
Yeah, it could just be that, right? And the thing is, like when you're trading, guys, when you guys are doing your journal, just be honest with yourself. Like if you saw nothing, you just had a
Right.
gut feeling, put it on there. Don't just create things just because, right?
Right.
Just be honest with yourself, and that's gonna make you a better trader, right? It's gonna make you a better
Absolutely.
trader. So, um,
And
but
that's
yeah, what do you
really
guys?
important what you're saying, Carlos. It's worth reiterating because so many people, when I read their journals, they're like, well, here's what I saw. And I'm like, did you really see that? Or are you now, retrospectively imagining that you saw that? Because you're not going to be able to replicate that, right? And like Carlos said, you've got to be honest with yourself. I didn't see anything. I was just, I just took a chance. I rolled the dice and it worked. Okay, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But it'll actually help you the next time you go to make the trade or when you review your trades to say, okay, so, I got lucky a few times and a few times I didn't. So how do I sharpen this up? But, if you go back and you're looking at your journal and you're like, oh, well, I saw this and I saw, why can't I see it again? Well, you're kidding yourself. You didn't really see it. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah,
I think that's very, very important.
yeah. Uh,
Look at Tesla under 300 on Tesla. So All right, it is 10. I should be staying up on the economic calendar. We should have had the manufacturing report that came out. And it came out, manufacturing data, oh, favorable, a little higher. Manufacturing PMI came at 49.8 versus an expected 49.5. That was at 9:45. At 10, though, the ISM manufacturing number came out, oh, a little lower. So interesting. We got some divergence in the manufacturing data. So, hmm,
Nice.
don't know that's going to push us anywhere, frankly. But look at Tesla, 299.
Yeah, Tesla is what's going on here? Um, Tesla's taking a bit of a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole market is right now, right?
The market is definitely trending lower. It's
And you gotta expect this, friends. I mean, look at the daily. Have you seen the SPY daily lately? I mean, you can still look at your
look at
401k.
where we're at.
Look where we at here. In a matter of months, this thing is all-time high. So you gotta expect some kind of pullback. Um, yeah, it's just you have to. I want to get this set up. Let's see if this works. Yeah, so SPY. Is the majority of this because of tariff, Peter, or do you think it's something else brewing?
Uh, sorry, because of Paris selling
No,
Tesla.
no, no.
Actually, I think Paris traded Nvidia today. Oddly, he didn't trade Tesla.
Oh, okay.
I don't
No,
think. The only trade I've
yeah,
seen from him is on Nvidia. So he got the
gotcha.
Nvidia short that I should have. Smart guy. He waited for that VWAP when it did the false break. Got in perfect entry. Yeah, he did well on that.
Nice, nice. No, I'm thinking that there's got to be a couple of mixed things here, right? It's got to be, wow, Spice is going lower here, friends. Look at that new low. Is Amazon holding? Amazon
Yeah,
is still, Amazon's holding. Amazon wants no
it's holding
part of
fairly well. Yeah.
this sell-off. Yeah. Um, but yeah, look at that. Look at that go. Um, let's see here. Um, all right. What else we have? What else do we have? Let's take a look. I see some questions. Get some questions in here. See some good questions we can answer. I want to try something here. Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, got a bounce here on Tesla.
Yeah. Yeah, I meant tariffs, not Paris. Yeah, tariffs. And it's not Paris as like Paris, the Eiffel Tower. It's Paris, Paris, like Paras. Um, but yes, why is this not working? here we go. Um, let's see here. All right, friends. I'm still looking for trades. Had a good day so far, but I still feel like it's so early. I think there's more opportunities out there. Reverse traders, get ready. I think reverse traders are going to have a lot of fun today if you trade reversals, because I think when things get so extended like they are right now,
Mhm.
I think there are more opportunities.
Well, I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I
That's what I'm
think
waiting
so. I
for.
mean, look at Apple. Apple's down nicely from the VWAP. Amazon, you're not going to get a reverse trade here. We're hanging right at the VWAP. Hasn't done anything. Hood, if you had to be looking at this, happened pretty quickly. Bouncing off this 93.74. You got a bounce there. Coin also looking decent here for a possible reversal back up to VWAP. So if you're a reverse trade, again, I don't really trade reversals, but if you are, you're looking at some good opportunities. You guys called out Reddick. Let's take a look. RDDT. Yeah, it didn't get extended as much though, right? Didn't really drop as much as the other ones. Like you look at Nvidia. Oh, actually no, it wasn't Nvidia. No, Nvidia's pretty good actually. Tesla. Nvidia already came back to the VWAP. Is it making our move? Is it making our VWAP breakout? We'll keep an eye on that. That could be happening. Tesla, Peter, you mentioned this one. Look at the V reversal, which is not easy to take. Very difficult
Yep.
to do
Yep.
that V reversal because you don't get a quick pullback or opportunity. So you got to be right on it. Um, V
I'm just getting the
reversals
bounce here
are
on Nvidia.
tough.
Look at this guy, man. He knows what he's doing.
Yes, 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 yes. Uh, Amazon going for a retest. You know what? I don't like it as much as I did before. It can, but I think there might be better things to trade now. Um, to be honest, I think there might be better things to look at. Oh, does this work? Mm, wow, it does.
Ah.
So the earnings for the big seven so far, aside from Amazon, have been good. Yes, agreed. Agreed. Although I thought Apple was a little bit mixed, right? Peter, how was? I know they beat on iPhones
The
on their earnings.
results, I
Yeah,
mean, they beat their numbers, but the response to their results was definitely mixed.
yeah.
I mean, as
Okay.
you can see, they're down, they're red today after earnings after hours yesterday. So
Mm-hmm.
while they were up after hours, they've given it all back. So
Yeah.
definitely
Uh,
not a lot of not as much enthusiasm for Apple stock as I'm sure Apple would like.
yes. Are we Central Time? No, we're in East Coast time. Well, you're in East Coast, right, Peter? I think you're in the same
Yep,
time. So yeah, so we're
absolutely.
East Coast. Yep, East Coast. I'm in New
Absolutely.
Jersey, and Peter, you are not far from Toronto, Manitoba. See right?
Ah, Toronto. I'm just north of Rochester, New York, if that helps.
Oh, that definitely helps.
Ottawa. I'm in
Ottawa,
Ottawa,
yes,
so
yes, yes.
it's about
Definitely helps.
3 hours north of Rochester.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so it's so funny. Like you don't know how big the world is until you know how big the world is. So I have yeah, this is you just don't know. I had a friend who was he was coming for the country for the first time from my country, and he's here and I'm showing him Manhattan, showing him all the little all the tourist spots.
Right.
And he's like, "All right, great, let's go. When can we drive down to California?" I'm like, "What? Like?" No, this is you can't just drive to California. This is not how it works.
Right.
That is days away. Like, what you mean days? Like, yeah, that is days away. Like, no, because our country is so
Yeah.
small. It fits in New York, right? And even
Yeah.
some people are like, oh, let's go to Niagara Falls. Let's go. I'm like, no, we got. It's an 8 hour trip. Like, we got to plan this. We just don't get up and go and look at it. Like they have no
Sorry, where was he from?
reference. Even Dominican Republic. First time
Dominican. Oh,
traveling,
okay.
first time
Yeah.
getting on a
Yeah.
plane. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
just to them everything is. In my country, you go anywhere in a day. It's just that's how small it
Right.
is, right? I'm like,
Right.
no, you can't even go up to Niagara Falls in 2 hours. It's not the way it works. So it's interesting how some people don't have like a reference like that.
We
Um,
we 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 had the same thing. Had some friends who were hosting a exchange student from Japan, and he had the same thing. He's like, "Well, I'm going to tour the country, but I'll stay with you." So he stayed with them for a few weeks, and then he's like, "Okay, so which direction? How do I want to walk to Vancouver?" And we're like, "What?" It's like it's like 2,800 miles. It's like 4,200 kilometers. Like it's just not.
yes.
You don't just pick up and walk to Vancouver.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just couldn't. He just couldn't
Comprehend.
comprehend.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's. He's like, well, I know it's going to take me. I know it's going to take me a few days, and we're like, no, no, no. Like it would take you a few months to walk. I don't know how long. It depends on what you walk every day, I guess. But
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways, yeah.
Uh yes, Demi, and I think somebody else called it out. But Demi, I see you called out Nvidia. Yeah, it did our view at breakout here. Not the cleanest, I gotta say. We definitely seen better, but man, look at the strength on this thing. The Amazon do its thing. Amazon's trying to push as well. So here's the recovery, guys. Hood also breaking out. Andrew in TQQ taking a couple of parts already. I mean, here's the reversal we're
For
talking about.
weekly.
You know,
Let's see, how long
um,
would it take?
it'll take a few months for weaklings
According
at
to
all.
according to Google, it would take 40 days to walk
Yeah,
to Vancouver.
and I describe.
4,287 kilometers.
Yeah,
967 hours of walking. So this depends how much you're going to walk per day.
no way, no way.
I mean, if you walked a marathon every day, it would take you 100 days, almost exactly.
Mm-mm. It's wild.
But so you have to walk several marathons each day to get there in 40 days. Of course, I
Someone.
think Google's 967 hours of walking divided by 24 hours a day. Yeah, 40 days if you walk 24 hours a day. All right, so that's really not realistic.
Mm.
So yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah, it's wild. My journaling. I can show you a sample of my journaling. Here is I did a post explaining this entire journal. Wow, we've been at this for some time, Peter. Look at this. Look at this post. We've been at this, my friend. January 14, 2018. Ooh, look at that. So here's, I'm explaining everything about how I journal, the different sections that you have. I can send you the link to this. This is a forum here at BBT, and it's basically this breakdown. This is my first 2 weeks of trading. Right, you can see all my materials here. I was practicing on preparation, Andrew's 11 rules. I mean, this was all my notes, my daily journal, and this is how I tracked it. Right, so first week a little rough, second week a little bit better, but again, this is the idea is the different sections. Right, section one, how I feel physically, mentally. A little bit of a snapshot of what is taking place. Section two was just did I cover my account? Okay, good. My account's blocked. This is my just how much I trade. Look how much I used to trade, guys. You see this? Look at the number of trades: 3, 4, 10, 18, 8, 11, 2. Look at how many tickers. I'm telling you, the minute I reduce my number of trades, oh, much better. Today we took 2 trades, right? Made our day in 2 trades, right? And I could still be looking for one more. I missed a couple because I'm explaining some stuff here, but yeah, look how much. And this was every day. I was trading this much, right? It's too much, too much. I had to slow that down. And then here is my then for every tick I'll do this. I'll do Twitter, large float, where I got the idea. I used to pay for trade ideas. Now I don't. That's $150 a month. Now I got trading terminal, so I don't pay for that. But I used to get where I got the stock from, gappers list, my net P&L, and then how I traded it, the time frame, screenshot of the actual trade. Okay. And then what this is an important part right here, guys. Well done and needs improvement. These two things are when I used to go back every Sunday night and look at what I need to work on, what I did well, and what needs to improve, right? And this is what I'll take on to next week. And I did this for every single trade. So imagine all these trades. This took a while, man. This was very time consuming, but you have to do this. This is the way you do it. And then going forward, when you get better, you don't have to do it as detailed. But when you're starting out, you need to track all this stuff because it definitely helps. So I can send you the link for that if you want it, if it helps. But yeah, that's how I started journaling, and I did this for every day, and I kept track of it every week. Here's the P&L that I used to have, and so forth. So yeah, that's my journaling to a T. I don't do it as detailed now anymore, but when you're starting out, I think you need to be as detailed as possible. It needs to be a big part of your process when you're trading, when you're starting out. Amazon did get back to 220. Very nice. That software is OneNote. So it's free. You get it from Microsoft. It's OneNote. It's like a notebook. Some people like to use. It's another one that people like to use. It's a little more. Uh, it's almost the same thing, but it's a little. I think it's a little hard to use. I think OneNote from Microsoft is very very easy to use. It's like a notebook with tabs. So I find it nice to use. And we're gonna have some journaling tools too that are coming up for trading terminals. I can't wait to show you guys those. Those are gonna be awesome. As well, you could tie into this to some of that. It's a beautiful thing. Nice, excellent, guys. Evernote's another one you could use. Yeah, there's a couple you could use. Yeah.
Sorry, Carlos. I've been talking on mute this whole time.
Oh no! Did you share the secrets of life in
Anyways,
trading?
no. Yes, yes, and you missed it. Sorry, can't be
Oh,
repeated.
damn it! Damn it!
Yeah. Oh well, too bad. I was saying I have to become a more active trader like Andrew. Andrew's got this move on Nvidia now. He's and he's gonna be having a good day after,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
never phased by a couple of early bad trades.
No.
See, that's what
No.
I
No.
have to
No.
get over. That's really what I
Andrew,
envy in his
I'm
trading.
I said it yesterday, right? Andrew is not afraid of being wrong and getting back in.
No,
And
and
some
that's
traders are. And
awesome.
if you're afraid of being wrong and getting back in, you're gonna struggle. He's not afraid of that. He gets in, takes the partial. Doesn't work. Look, it didn't work out. But he's not afraid of taking the next trade. It's just focusing. Like TQQ. He's doing TQQ. This is Nvidia. Very well. Let's see if he has TQQ as well. But friends, you want to see this trade live and him and Brian, the chat room is available to you. They trade live here every day. And it goes on the whole day, by the way. It goes on the whole day. There's one on Google spreadsheet. Yeah, there's a bunch. It's a bunch you could use for journaling. So very, very nice. That is a monster trade in Nvidia though, man. That is a monster trade. Yeah, Eric, it's fun to watch. It is. It is fun to watch.
He is,
Um,
yeah, he does have some happy moments. Nothing wrong with that.
SMCI at VWAP. Oh yeah, look at that go. There it's trading well today. This is much clean trading than we have seen in the past. We get a pullback. I would like to get in here. Yeah, Tesla too, but I'm not sure on Tesla. Wow, look at Nvidia. Like it feels like the momentum is a little slower than SMCI. All right, I'm gonna go long
Hmm.
SMCI here,
Is
friends.
it?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
I think so.
hmm. Uh,
Again, think so. Nothing. Think so doesn't mean don't act on a think so. Don't make decisions on it. Don't make decisions on a think so. You know, either
yeah.
you're in or you're out. Like one of my friends told me
What's
one time
really
about.
interesting to me is I happen to have the charts of AMD, NVIDIA, and SMCI lined up here, and
Hmm.
very similar patterns today. So they're not really trading independently. It
Yeah,
looks like the sector is trading together today.
yeah, yeah. For example, like Nvidia, right? It's probably moving with this entire sector, but the difference for me is that this one's. I feel like at the View app, I get a better risk reward for my play than I would with like something that's not at the VR. Now Tesla's right on there too, but I don't know. I like SMCI a little bit better. So let's see. Let's see if it pays out. Um, all right. What I was gonna bring up? I was gonna, friends. I know it's Friday, and I know you. Everybody's got a lot going on. You get ready to start your weekend, but if you can help us to go into the weekend feeling good, looking good, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We're sitting at 265 likes, so it's a little bit lower for our goal. So again, if you're enjoying the stream, you're enjoying the live trading, the best way to tell us, hey, keep doing this is by slamming that thumbs up, and it helps the channel a ton. So we really appreciate that. So we have 876. If we can get 400, that's a huge help and support
Yep.
for us. So thank you. Uh, you can see who's happy. Andrew, Maddie, you did. You gave me 3 trays today. Very nice. They all worked out. Maddie's gonna have to be rewarded. We'll put an extra ticket for you on the giveaway today. We'll put an
Give
extra ticket for
give him
you.
a reward.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Apple's dropping like it's hot. Apple has, yeah, they got. But you know what? I do like their phones. I gotta say that their phones. I like their OS for personal stuff. Their operating system I prefer over Windows. Windows for work. You can't just
Yep.
what I do here for trading and the stream. You can't do this with Mac. You know, Windows gets it done. Um, I mean, what else do you want from a phone? Like, what else do you want a phone to do? Besides teleport you to anywhere else in the world whenever you want, right? Besides that, what else do you want a phone to do? Like, I think it's reach its max capacity of stuff that it can do, right? Is that technology tapped out, Peter? Cell phones, are we tapped out? Like, what else can we do? Make different on the phone. We got the perfect size because at first you start
Look,
with what you can, right? The phone was like this big, right? Obviously, we're not there yet, but
yeah,
now you got the perfect
yeah.
size. You make it smaller than this, it doesn't work for a lot of people. This is the perfect size. I think you got that down pat. Better batteries. This battery lasts a long
See,
time.
I think
So I don't know.
you're thinking wrong. The next step for the phone
Yeah.
is no phone. So,
Okay. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. What's
what
the next step? No phones.
embedded devices?
Okay. Is Apple
You
doing
know
that?
what? Well, I don't know, but there's social stigma to get over it. People don't want stuff in their put in their body, but
Mm-hmm.
what if or wearable devices? Like so you have something that's like ring, or maybe it's a couple of rings, and it'll sense the movement of your finger. Combine that with a pair of smart glasses that we're getting to, so you can
Mm-hmm.
basically just you basically a phone will appear in front of you and you can do whatever you want. You can make it whatever, however big you need it to be.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
sense the
I
movement
I
of your.
get that technology makes perfect sense, but on this, you're not. What else can you do to this? Right? This is like done. This is
Yeah,
reaches max
yeah.
limit. I think. Right? I think that's it. So you're right.
Uh,
I'm with you 100%.
there's Yeah, I mean, look, you've got the foldable phones. That's another way to go. Imagine if you could make the phone like wafer thin,
Mm-hmm.
and so you had a phone that's this size, but it would be this size, but if you had it this thickness, I could fold it out to be like 5 or 6 times. I could get a full size screen out of it if I wanted.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. I could see that. I could see
there's
that.
that. Um, I mean, I think it depends on what becomes socially acceptable because often I really think the smarter way to go though is don't give us screens, create virtual screens, right? Like somebody was suggesting, what about a contact lens that becomes your phone? Like that's the type of technology that I think makes a lot more sense, where you got wearable tech that we're likely to go to. But again, who's going to come up with it first? It's not usually the big companies that actually come up with it first, right? They usually buy
Uh-huh.
the company that figures it out first and then either kills them or perfects it, right? That's
Yeah.
usually the way these things go. So,
Love the comments. Let me put it on this screen here. Probably it's easy to see. There's some great comments on here, guys, on this topic. So hologram, FaceTiming. I actually would like that. That's
yeah.
actually would be pretty nice, right? So instead of looking at the phone, hologram, like they're doing Foundation, the show Foundation, do the holograms. Star Trek badges, yeah. Um, yeah. So back
I'd
to
love
watch
to have a
holograms.
holodeck. I
Holodeck
love how they
was
dance around how the actual technology in a holodeck works, but whatever. A holodeck would be cool.
well, I
But
think
I
so.
suppose you can do
Yep,
that
yep,
with virtual.
yep.
But anyways.
So, all right, excellent, guys. Um, all right, we're just sitting here waiting for SMCI. I want to break 57. I don't want to. I don't want to stay stuck here. Let's see if we could break it. So yeah, if we break above, I'll take a partial. I think we might have a push, another push in it. It's a nice run though. The last couple of hour or so, right? We had a well, actually 30 minutes. We had a nice run, so we might be buyered out here. Buyers might be tired, but I don't want to just take, you know, that sounds greedy. Greedy actually. I don't want to take 40 cents. That sounds so greedy, but I want to get a breakout. Didn't mean to sound greedy. I'm just saying I think the technicals. That's better said. The technicals seems like it wants to go higher, right? So that's better said. Um, and we're getting here is set 57.20 because I was getting comments like, "Oh, Carlos partial at 57," but I think we want to see if we get at least 2 hours on this. Um, all right, very good. So we're getting the breakout here. Um, I think all of Andrew's positions are green now. They're all green, well in the green. TQQ is in there, doing nice. Um, did Tesla break out? I picked SMCI over Tesla, so let me look at Tesla. I haven't looked at it. Let me see if I made a mistake. Uh, Pretty much the same, really. Because even although it's up $2, I wouldn't have taken that many shares anyway, right? But they're moving together like kind of Peter was saying, like everything's kind of moving at the same time here. Uh, yes, I'm using Interactive Brokers. Um, so that is our preferred broker, and they're really good, man. Like they're really really nice, and yeah, I like them. And I use plenty of brokers. I use Centerpoint. I use a bunch of brokers, and then always came back to Interactive Brokers. So they're pretty good. I do have Schwab for swing trading,
Careless.
but not for active trading.
Good recovery here on the semis as they're moving higher.
Yes, yes, yes,
Although
yes. Oh, today is a
SMCI
great
is a little
day.
slow compared to the others.
No, I almost got $1. What are you talking about? I got almost a buck
All
here.
right. All
What are we
right.
saying? Why all you guys are calling my trade slow? You know what? I'm shutting my screen down. I'm not letting you guys see
Hey, if
anything. There
you're
you go.
happy with
There
it,
you
that's what
go.
matters.
How
Hey,
about
I'm
that
not
right
in a
there?
trade, so who am I to
Oh,
critique, I guess, right?
my goodness. No love for the dollar trade, dollar and a half. Oh
All right.
man. You guys are getting greedy. Greedy, 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 greedy. I get it. You look at my trades like, oh, a dollar, but yeah, but this one did $3, $4. Come
Yeah.
on. Give me some love,
What do you
Peter. Give
want
me
from
some
me?
love. Yeah. Are you not entertained? I mean, probably not with this one compared to Tesla, but come on. We're going on a dollar here, right? A dollar? Yeah. Almost a dollar. Let's go. Oh, man. Rough crowd, guys. Rough crowd. Demi, what's going on? This is a rough crowd. Thank you, Andrew. I see Andrew showing me love. Thank you, Andrew. I'm being crucified. Oh, love it, love it. But great, great trading day, guys. We knew it reversals, right? We talked about the reversals. Andrew took a couple of them, and just look at the reversals go here. And I'm not a great reversal trader, but a lot of VWAP breakout opportunities. So just these are the days, man, where you can do really, really well, but you just gotta be disciplined, right? We gotta wait when you need to, wait for your setup, and we did, and it's paying off really nice here on SMCI. Um, Now people ask, okay, why didn't I take Nvidia? Because I felt more comfortable at the VU app, right? I missed Nvidia here, and SMCI to me was a little bit more comfortable as far as the setup goes. It would have worked out, but having the confidence and being comfortable helps a lot. Helps a lot. Uh, yes, a lot of V reversals are tough. So a lot of V reversals, because the sell-off was so aggressive and sharp. So a lot of V reversals, which are not easy to take, compared to like a double bottom, right? But yeah, if you get a pullback on a V reversal, you can still join, right? So, um, but yeah, a lot of V reversals today. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna take a partial. I'm just on my $1 trade, Peter. If you don't mind, it's just on my
No,
one.
look, it's hey, said you're in a trade
uh,
when I am not. So,
oh,
I got nothing. Really, I should say
oh
nothing.
man.
So,
No, I'm just kidding, of course. But this month is starting out great, guys. This is day one, right? Day one, so starting out pretty nice. July was not the easiest. I'm sorry, not yeah, July was not the easiest month, though. Starting off good here, but the week turned out okay. The week turned out okay. Ben, you've been riding the Nvidia reversal. Sweet, man. Sweet, sweet, sweet. CFC, no way, man. 25,000 shares. That's Andrew status. I wish. I wish. Oh, man. Yes, yes. 10, 10. I took a 20 already when we got to the dollar here. So, um, took a little more off just to, because we're moving, but at some point, this thing could turn around. So, yes, yes, yes. All right. Andrew's going to be coming on a little shortly.
what's happening?
What are you looking at, Peter?
My wife's sending me weird text messages.
Uh oh. All right.
Oh,
All right. All right.
always have fun.
Yes, 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 yes.
Well, you got to be here. It's
Who's that? Is that Andrew? I can't hear him.
we're
Oh,
busy making fun of Carlos's trade.
I
Carlos,
know.
he did a great trade on SMCI,
You
Carlos.
you
He
you know
did.
what? You know
Uh,
what Peter said to me? He's like, "Oh, why didn't you take Nvidia?" I'm like, "I got $1 in this trade." He says, "I should have taken Nvidia." I'm like, "Wow, no respect, man. No love, no love."
Nice. So put it in the chat room as well. Like
Yeah, it's
Mr.
on. Yeah.
Pezim is still figuring out how to log in. Uh,
Okay.
and I had a great trading day. It was amazing. I had a
yeah.
really bad loss at the open, but it was great. I really love it. So it was a great trading day. Like President knew, he said no crying in the casino. He knew that. And I was going to cry a little bit in the casino, but I soon realized that I should not.
Tears are not allowed.
Not allowed. It's going back up. What else do you want? Look at this NVIDIA. Look at this rip on NVIDIA. You know, I'm going to get some out at 176. I'm going to sell 200 shares at 176 just to be part of history. Just put the order here, 176, get filled.
All right.
Brian, how was your trading day?
My trading day was great. I shorted Tesla as it broke down through the view app. It popped up perfect rejection at PDC. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it there, but yeah, shorted it all the way down to S4, which was around 290, 298, and then took it long. Flipped my position, went to the upside. Also caught OKLO through the View app as it broke through the View app. I was on my watch list as well.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what happened. So we discussed, you guys, yesterday a company called Figma got IPO. And Figma is the one that I'm using. It is online platform that the designers, the UI UX people can go design, and the developers get access to that. So you can comment, like, for example, hey, this is bad, this is good, and then they design, and then the developers can go and implement this on the website or on the apps. As you see, this is the environment that it works. It's really nice. Like gives you a lot of flexibility to things and stuff. And there are now AI, for example, there are some AI tools that they get this Figma file, and then they go automatically code that for you in the environment that you want. So essentially, reducing the work of the developers and increasing their efficiency, which is amazing. That's why like developers with the AI is also under pressure, because this is the job that could be 5 developers or 1 developer for 2 weeks. But now with the help of AI, 1 developer can do it like in few days, because obviously it won't be 100% perfect. But the reason that I actually brought this one here was I wanted to talk about, like, for example, the hotkeys that we are designing. So the real-time simulator, we want to have a really nice funded account for real-time simulator. Obviously, as you see here, you're going to have the funded account, a training account, and then we're going to have even the hotkeys here by, partial 10% or whatever it is, and slowly add the hotkeys here as well. And after that, you automatically, all of your data can goes directly to a journaling tool that we're building. So it's going to be launched by probably the end of summer. That's our goal. And the level 2 and bookmap is also coming in a visualization format for trading terminal. I just signed also the agreement with the data provider DXFeed and NASDAQ to get all the licensing. Because it's a lot of data for level 2, it's you either have to show a screenshot of that, like every second you can get 2 or 3 data, which is not great. So it's best to have the visualization like bookmap. We obviously have to call it a different one because bookmap is trademarked. So maybe we can call it order flow or something like that. However, so the reason that I actually brought this one up was, it's funny because, Figma got IPO'd, and, they charge you the business model. The way that I see is actually based on the number of the people who have access to this, the developers, designers, and, the product managers and everything. So I'm paying about $100 a month to Figma for getting access to that. Having said that, I want to actually do a soft launch test on trading terminal simulator for a funded account. So maybe starting next week, we reset all the buying powers to $50,000, and after 3 months, I can pay people whatever that they have. It's on again, you don't have the sophisticated hotkeys. There's a whole order management that you can work around it, but and give us feedback on the issues, bugs, errors, everything that you see. So in the next, so we can just continuously fix that. So that would be very nice. So if anyone wants to sign up, today we started probably Monday or Tuesday, and then I just checked with one of the developers. Reza is here, so what we can do is actually, if anyone blow up, I can actually reset it for you as well. So you can just blow up for free as many times as you want, because you are helping me as a new user, beta users, to see. We do the load testing on AWS and see if there are like 200 people come at the same time, what happens. Or they're different between 20 people and 200 people in the amount of data that we have to push. And obviously the charting indicators and anything that there is error, I'm going to fix it in the next few months. So that would be really nice. So if you can do that. And how do you sign up? You just go to trading terminal and just sign up to just one program. Just sign up to that, and it's a 7 days free. And then after that, we keep going. And again, you can blow up, and then just email us, and then we reset it for you at the database. But it will be automatic. Everything will be completely automatic when we actually get into actually we officially launched that. Everything would be completely automatic. So if you blow up, you can reset, and new account goes up, and journaling included. Everything is included. No, you don't need to have a membership, Taylor, for Variable Traders. So if somebody on YouTube is asking, do I need a membership? No, you don't need to be a BBT member. Perfect. That's it.
Getting a bit of selling.
That was, huh?
Getting a bit of selling on the SPY and the Qs right now.
So-
We've lost the view app.
Oh, very nice.
So I'm pretty much flat on stuff right now.
I got filled at 176 on NVIDIA. So that was very beautiful. Right at the high of the day is 176. So that's
Yeah,
nice. So you see the high of the day is
you got the high of
176.
the day on NVIDIA. That was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a great day to trade the open short, and then we picked the bottom perfectly. Awesome. Perfect. Hey, no problem. Yeah, guys, just uh just a quick mention. The options book is free to download today and Saturday, Sunday. So it's e-version. You can check
So
that out.
Brian reading for the weekend,
Appreciate it.
guys. Take advantage of that. Download that book.
Appreciate an honest review when you're done.
Oh yeah, Brian's book is actually free right now. Yes. How to trade options. Yes.
Yeah, the
So let's
e-version.
share the link.
It's on
The
Amazon.
electronic
Yeah.
version. Let me post the link here. Yeah, we always
Thanks,
appreciate
Richard.
an honest review, guys, because it's against the policy of Amazon to offer uh, anything in return of good reviews. So honest feedback, anything.
Yeah, free gold. There you go.
There you go. It's popping back up. Like TQQ. There you go. I'm gonna actually add some to
Yeah.
TQQ 8423. Ah, shit. Fuck, did I mess up? No. Why are you laughing, Peter?
Just you're like, oh, did I screw up? No, you're good.
Peter is so funny. Peter is like one of these old things. He watches me like this is little pet and sometimes laughs at me and he knows I'm doing mistakes. But in life, even Peter is a really good friend of me. Like for example, I do something, Peter. I knew you
I
shouldn't buy
laugh. I
TNA,
laugh with
but
you, not
I
at you.
didn't tell you. No, I love that. Like it's just you're looking up. No, this little kid. Yeah, I just love that. One time, like 2 years ago, when I had this really bad loss on TQQ, was really, really bad TNA. And Peter, I was telling you, Peter, I fucked up. Like I lost like 60% of my account and stuff. And I said, yeah, sometimes the best lessons in life comes very, expensive. It's just like, come on.
I feel like
Looking
I've
at me
scarred
like,
you, Andrew.
no, you stuck with me. Like, it laughed and said, you told me it's a laughing matter. It's a learning process and move on. I love that. Peter is like my older brother. Peter the philosopher. Like Peter has seen through life, it's gone obviously career-wise very successful. He was the president of the company. He run it to the ground. So that's very, humbling experience. And that's a great guy.
Well, thanks.
Wait, you said he ran the company to the ground? What?
Yeah, they bankrupt the company.
That's right.
You didn't know that? Nortel, they bankrupt the company.
Oh my
And they gave
goodness.
us all these packages. Like for the bankruptcy, they each of them got $10 million package for the company that they run to the ground.
Oh,
Nortel.
okay.
Nortel, no, look it up. Nortel, it was the biggest telecommunication company in Canada.
It was in the world at the time.
In the world, yeah. Like it takes really skill to take the biggest company in the world that is always high in demand. People always need telecommunication. Like it's running that company to the ground, it takes some skills.
There you go.
Obviously, I'm just
takes talent.
just kidding,
And,
actually.
all
I had to
those,
work hard at that.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Peter was only the
And-
president of the Canadian section.
And he was involved with Ticketmaster for quite a while. So all those fees that you see when you buy your
Yeah.
tickets to a concert, and then there's like a $5 convenience fee. That's
Yep.
that
I
was
got
all
ripped off of
Peter's
all
fault.
y'all.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that actually. I didn't know that Peter was involved in Ticketmaster.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, all those
Well, I mean,
convenience
I was.
fees and service fees, and what the hell is a convenience fee? That's what I want to
Well,
know.
it's convenient for me to collect it.
I know. I went
I
to I
like
parked down I
that.
parked downtown on Wednesday, and I look at the parking ticket that I get receipt, and there's like $3 convenience fee.
On the
I
parking
guess it was
ticket?
convenient. Yeah.
Fight it.
They
Fight it.
pass
That's all right,
on.
Andrew. You laugh at me too, because you were laughing at me for months as I went to fight my parking tickets, speaking of them. You're like, stop being a cheap bastard. Just go pay your tickets. And I'm like, damn it, no, I'm fighting these things. I don't care if it's only $80. I'm spending half my day to go fight them in
And you
court. And I
won.
won. And I won.
And
Still
he
probably
won.
wasn't
He
worth my
fought the
time,
law,
but
and the law won.
well, and I won.
Like one time I got a speeding ticket and I went to court and I lost like a dog. And like the cop came, Your Honor, I've been a cop for 23 years, and this is a device. It's been calibrated. So, and I just goodbye. Just like what am I here? I was
That was
hoping that the
before.
guy doesn't show up, and he just showed up. He said, "Yeah, Your Honor, this is it." Like, so okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Quite often they show up. I think they like being in court as opposed to out on the street.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like disgusting going there. Like, what am I doing? Like, fucking pay the ticket that you had to pay. Like, what am I like? Like, I kind of felt disgusting about myself going there, wasting
Yeah.
systems. Like, do you this do you really do that? Like, like, what is that mentality that you have to fight with everything? Like, just be a good person, and it's a reasonable fee. It's that $200 doesn't kill you, reminds you that don't do it.
I agree with that. If you actually did the crime, then yeah, then just pay it.
I wouldn't call it a crime. It's but
Well,
it's like a
call it what you want. Yeah.
crime. Like now I feel bad. All right. So any question, guys? We have 10 minutes. So guys, we're gonna have again one of those ideas that I don't know it's gonna be a good idea or bad idea. We're gonna go to Thailand for a retreat. End of November, maybe early December. We're gonna launch it soon. The price is very reasonable. The theme is mental wellness and meditation, mindfulness, and obviously we trade 2 hours. We got access to all the support and stuff. But I know that YouTube people, you guys are not coming into the chat room, and I kind of gave up on that. But for those of you who are loving Peter and Carlos and not coming to the chat room, we can actually take 1% for free, or 2%, as a matter of fact, with the partner. So Carlos would announce that. Maybe we'll announce it maybe in a month or so. You just have to be a member of YouTube. Subscribe.
Yeah, you get to trade with your favorite traders. Andrew be there. I will be there. Maybe Carlos, maybe Peter. Carlos has a family, young family, so he might be difficult for him to get away.
It's tough, man. I was looking at the flight. It's so long from here. From where you guys
Oh
at, it's
yeah,
I
it
pretty
is.
know
pretty quick.
that's the problem.
From you guys,
No,
it's
it's
pretty
Yeah,
easy,
not
that's the
but
even quick
problem.
for us.
yeah.
It's about 16 hours, 15 hours.
Yeah, Asia and South America, like it's like South America is like that too. Whenever I want to go to like Peru or something,
Yeah, it's
it's like takes
never a
three
direct
days.
flight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's big. Like you have to go the curvature of the whole curvature of the earth. You have to go. It takes some time. Like in the map, you don't see it. Like, but it's the curvature of the earth. You have to go around it.
So I've never understood that. I learned perspective when I was living in Australia. In Australia, if you have a full-time job, a lot of companies still give, I can't remember what they call it. Anybody here Australian? They give you like a month or two off every few years because back in the day, if you lived in Australia, you needed a couple of months to get on a boat and go home to England to see your family once every 4 years, and then go back to, Australia. So we're complaining about a 16-hour flight. Just keep that in mind. That used to be like just to go home from your job, you needed 2 months off on a boat.
I agree. And you
Yeah,
would die in the middle, like people, like you would be a different person when you come back. Even traveling across US, like forget about Australia, like from East Coast to West Coast, like Texas. That would take like people take months, and during the way you have to fight Indians and
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like
yeah, we got
now we're
nothing to
just
complain
sitting and
about.
say, oh, I have to wait and run away for 20 minutes. What's this bullshit?
No, right? Got to keep our lives in perspective.
Oh, that's very true, actually.
I
But
haven't had to fight for my life once today. I mean, it's pretty good.
guys, I've been to some places. I've been to some places in the grand scheme of things, guys. We are all billionaires. I've been to Papua New Guinea. It's an island north of Australia. I've been twice. One 2019, one last year. You have no idea how. I mean, like poorness. Like maybe you see some things and stuff. Like it's unbelievable how bad it is. Like there is still cannibalism there. Like I've been to their homes. Like literally nothing, nothing. And I said, the guy, yeah, we live here. We're born here. Like my wife, everything's. It's unbelievable. Like, and it's not only 1 or 2%. Like 100 millions of people are living like that. Like it's just crazy. I don't know what's the population, but it's a lot. Like we are so rich, you have no idea. And there is no prospect either. That's another thing. Like, you know, if you don't have money in North America, you can learn a skill, you can do something. It's a land of opportunity. Like I'm living the American dream. Like, just if you're ready for it, everything's available for you. But over there, that's how it is for the forever for them. Like there's nothing. You can't do anything. The system doesn't allow you to do anything. You don't have, visa to go anywhere else. It's just you got to be very grateful in life.
Yeah.
And just a question in chat about your Amazon trade, which me and Peter were talking about it earlier. Your entry, man, was like, here's my trade. Let me show you. I got in way before you, but your timing on this candle was great, right? So did you see something here before you took that trade, like made you get in
So
right before
yeah,
it
I wanted
happened?
to like what you did. Yeah, that's a good question, Carlos. And it's a good right. So what you did, you went to 935. So you did essentially a 5 minute open range breakout on it. I would have done that if the Amazon was gapping up 5%, but Amazon was gapping down 7%. And I was looking at it and I saw that okay, it's now 10 minutes that is holding the VWAP, and maybe it's worth a chance to take it. I wouldn't go early in, stocks that are gapping down in the opposite direction. So
Gotcha,
that's why I
gotcha.
saw, wait a little bit, let's see what's going to happen. And I saw, okay, market is really weak. Amazon had the earning, should sell off, but it's not selling off. It's above the VWAP. Maybe, we can take opposite direction. For this kind of things, again, if it was gapping up above the VWAP, I would have taken that in the first 5 minutes. But in this case, I'll say I'm going to wait a little bit.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. To
But
answer the questions,
that
guy,
that's
that's
okay. You can miss. Yeah, that call us something. One last thing. There's a lot of time you could miss a good opportunity, and that happens to me all the time. Everyone, you might want to wait, and then damn, it's okay. But it's okay. Like that's the beauty of financial market is you don't have to look for another job for 2 years. You can just another trade in 30 seconds. You could look around, especially on a day like this.
yep. Awesome, man.
Yeah, the reversal I took on Tesla was really just basically an S4 reversal on the Camarilla pivots. And Tesla always has a habit of just slightly overshooting these levels. So as soon as I saw it drop below there and then come right back up, that was a good indication that there was a bottom at the very least a short-term bottom. But it turned out to be a really nice run higher.
How's this quality of the sound for me? Because I changed my microphone.
It's good, man. There's no background noise.
That's
There's
good.
no
Yeah.
echo. Much better. Is that through the headphones you're using?
No, it's this one.
Oh, no, that's good. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. Because I did move my trading station from home because my mom is here. I didn't want to she sees how many trades I take and stuff. No, she would panic
You
if she
don't want her
sees
to
like I
know.
take 10,000 shares of Nvidia. No. But okay, guys, Thor is here, looking good. And I think,
Yeah.
I'm actually encouraging Thor to put mustache. I think mustache is going to look great on you, Thor. I think you should
Just
do
a
some mustache.
mustache?
I think so. I think put mustache. I think you look great on you.
Just a
Clear mustache.
mustache. Well, we'll do a vote on that in the YouTube here in a second, and if
Perfect.
everyone in
Yeah.
the agree, it
So
grows
much.
back
Yeah.
fast, so I can do all kinds of different stuff. We'll just try different looks. I'm
But
in.
you have to, do that. What is the Vox Populi? What is that Elon Musk says that if people say you have to do it. So
Right.
okay,
So,
I'm
and then
gonna yeah.
I like
Go
it. I
ahead.
like it too. And also, like, look on Amazon, you can get these in-ear monitors. So they're just like they're like little headphones that hook in. So they're just small and they sit in your ear.
Oh yeah.
So then you can use your upfront
Cool.
mic, and then you still got your suave look going there. So
Oh, that's great. I
Nice.
should buy one of these.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you. I'm gonna head off. I know Paris had a really good trading day as well, so he's gonna come in the chat room. And
when does he not
thanks
have a good trading
everybody.
day?
And see
Yep.
you. Today's Friday. Yeah. So see you next week on Monday,
Yeah.
guys.
So
Ciao,
see
ciao.
you see you Monday. Yep. See everybody. See you, Thor. Have a good weekend.
See, see you, brother. Oh man, I forgot to pull up YouTube. Hold on one second, YouTube. I'm coming. can't see you because I don't have it loaded. Sorry. Wow, slow intro. Hey, what's up going out there? So I started growing out. What's up, YouTube? Good to see everybody. Glad to have everybody on here. Big thumbs up for Andrew and Brian as always, as well as Peter and Carlos. The pre-market show, the live trading, the back and forth. I was really actually watching the YouTube feed this morning while I was doing some trading. The production is getting pretty awesome. I mean, these guys are really doing it. I mean, they're like, the switching back and forth to going to Andrew to coming back to Carlos and Peter. Peter became an opening range trader on me, and I didn't know that was going to happen. He used to like only trade like 20 minutes or a half hour in. Now the dude's like, he's like Peter Aziz right now. So, I think that's pretty awesome. But no, I just, these guys are crushing, man. So, before I show you my trade for the day, I want to make a quick announcement while everyone's still here. At the end of today's day, in the last 10 minutes, okay, I am going to be doing a drawing the same way Andrew did a drawing the other day with the hashtag. All right, I'll let you know exactly what that hashtag is. I think it's going to be something like hashtag mentor with Thor. Okay, so make sure you're hanging around because for anyone who's interested at the end of today's show, we're gonna run this at the end of the today, and whoever wins this drawing, you can email me and I will give you 1 hour free mentoring session with me that we can utilize to go through your trade book if you want. We can talk about VPA. We can just talk, right? If you just want to chat and and get to know each other and and kind of do our experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for the hundreds and the likes on there. So so let's go ahead and make sure we're doing that and make sure you're a member and make sure you're ready to take advantage of these great moments because this is what we're doing to kind of make this work, right? So love you all, and we're going to do that. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk a little bit about I think we're going to have Nathan in here in a little bit, I believe. And because we talked to everybody that we were going to be doing a little bit about, we're going to be doing some biohacking talk a little bit later today. So hang around and we'll talk about that because one of the things that's really important I want to kind of bring to the show is really more of a holistic, concept. Mind, body, I think is the approach that we need to make sure we're paying attention to, right? Your mind is attached to a machine and that machine needs to be functioning well. So I want to make sure like we're not just focusing on trading, but we're focusing on that we're focusing on the things that need to happen in order to make the trading successful. Right? Trading itself, in reality, what you will find after being involved for 5 or 6 years, you will find that the concepts of trading themselves is actually not like the world's most complicated thing, right? But the performance aspect is insanely difficult, right? Like actually the replicative behavior of doing the same thing the same way every time and having the confidence and the ability to just put those on and leave those on and do things like that. Like that, I really think is where we separate. I think we separate in the trading world. We separate kind of in that actual realm, in the performance realm. So, and it's really hard to perform well as a trader if you're not performing well outside of being a trader, right? So that's why I bring Dr. V in on Wednesdays, right? So we can tune our minds. And then what we're going to start, and that's why on Fridays, I think because we lead into the weekends on Fridays, when I have Nathan on, because Nathan is a pharmacologist, he has a degree and was a pharmacist. He actually understands biohacking, the different ways things interaction, and I'm quite well versed in varied aspects of fitness as well, and and things like that. So I think it'll be a nice thing we can add in here to make sure that we're all staying in tune. So whenever he gets here later, if he gets here later, we'll talk a little about that, maybe in the back half, before we get into that. So hopefully everybody likes that as far as schedule for the day. Always fun when it takes 5 minutes to get through the schedule. So let me show you my trade. So my trade today, for me is so last night I had a sleepless night last night. Hey buddy, what's up, Nathan? I had a sleepless night last night, and I just couldn't fall asleep. And so one of the bonuses about not being able to fall asleep sometimes, it's the ADHD brain. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just get thinking about different things. I was bouncing between like kind of like some personal thoughts tied in with a new indicator I'm working on right now. Right. So that I think you're all going to really, really like. But that's all I'm going to say. It's, I think it's going to be like a ghost. I mean, like ghost candles are amazing. I have another indicator in the works now that I hope to have for you all soon. But I don't feel like I should really say it, because I feel like if I say it, then someone else will build it. Right. I want it to. No. So we're working on it, but it's going to be cool. And it's going to really, really help everybody with determining overall directionality in the market. So I think you're going to really enjoy it. So stay tuned, stay focused, especially subscribe to my like my IG or my X, because I post these things, as they come out there. So at Thor Young BBT, and then at Thor Young. Nathan, if you're coming on, what's your socials, by the way? I know
Here,
I see you.
I'll put
There
it in
you
the
are.
chat, but
I see you're lingering over
you'll,
there.
yeah, you'll see my all of my Instagram, X, and YouTube are all the same, so it makes it easy.
Beautiful, beautiful, cool. So new stuff in the works, and
Well, that's me.
and
NB Story Trading.
thank you. So there's that. So now, so anyway, so like I was saying, so with the old ADHD brain, between this new indicator and then some other personal stuff I had going on, I was stimulated. You know what I mean? One of the worst things, I mean, the ADHD brain, man, stimulation is, I mean, it don't take much, man, and stimulation in the ADHD brain equals action. Right. So, which is one of the worst aspects of the ADHD brain, especially when it comes to things like trading or life. Right. It's like a superpower. Right. And the fact that you make really quick decisions and you can go from subject matter to subject matter, and you can learn a lot of stuff really, really fast, and you can do a lot of things really fast. But it's also a big negative thing, because you get caught in these loops. Right. I do not. I don't drink any caffeine after I stopped drinking caffeine at noon. So except for the occasional Diet Coke. But caffeine doesn't keep me awake. Caffeine actually helps me focus. Because it's a stimulant. So it's like using Adderall, right? Like, it's a stimulant. So, so a little caffeine for me won't make me have trouble falling asleep. It'll actually help me focus. Sometimes I can actually have a Diet Coke and it helps me fall asleep, not stay awake, ironically enough.
Slow metabolizer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So exactly. So it's just kind of weird how that works. But so with my ADHD brain, it's just nothing you can do about it. Like it's a curse. You know what I mean? It's a blessing and it's a curse. But this is it's like being a giant bodybuilder. You know what I mean? Hey, it's awesome. You're super strong. What's not awesome? You don't fit through doors anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's just there's just like, there's a downside to everything, right? And my brain is that way. Once it's going on something, once it has an idea, it just keeps going until it burns itself out. So anyway, I was awake at, still doing my thing. And then I noticed that we got up near here, near R3, and this beautiful indicator. Hey, broads, this beautiful indicator, that our man Bruz here actually coded for me. it gave me an alert. I'm sitting there and I get this, I have the sound on TV that sounds like the beginning of Nathan. It sounds like the beginning of Crazy Train by Ozzy. So it goes like, dun.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
Nice.
like,
I
I'm like
like it.
sitting there and I'm like just laying there, and all of a sudden my phone goes, dun, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, let's see what's up. And I pulled it. I went over to my laptop and sat down and looked at it, and sure enough, the book looked like it had orders to the downside, and we were right there. So I went ahead and fired an order, closed my laptop, and went back to bed. And actually, ironically enough, fell asleep. So I probably fell asleep like maybe like 5 minutes after that or something like that, just gassed out. I don't know if there was something about just doing something. You know what I mean? Maybe just feel better. I don't know. What do you think, man? That's weird.
I
But anyway,
like
resulted
I'm
in
a
a full
slow
target.
yeah, I'm a slow metabolizer for coffee. Honestly, I just think you're sensitive to that stuff and like your intuition's just so spot on because you've seen these trades and setups so much. I think that's probably what helps you the most.
Yeah.
You see it and you know it until you go after it just because you've had so much success doing it. But coffee for me, I don't need much. Like I just put a little bit of coffee in the coffee maker and like I'm good for the rest of the day because I'm such a slow metabolizer. So if I have any afternoon, it might keep me up like from
That's how
sleeping that night.
that's how you get the muscles, right? Because of the
Yeah.
slow metabolizer. See, I'm apparently have become a fast metabolizer because I'm starting to have trouble keeping my weight on. So
Yeah,
so
not
let's
me.
talk a little bit, more about that, and we'll look at some tickers here back and forth too if anything starts really moving around. Like if I get an alert or something, I'll let you guys know. There really have been very little alerts today, so that's why I haven't taken any other trades other than my my CL one,
Well,
right?
what do
So
you think
I
about
really
this
don't
bounce though that we're getting? Is
on
it
just the
legit or
market.
yeah? I don't know if it's legit or not.
I mean, statistically, this thing isn't going to bounce for long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So right now it just looks like we're reoffering VWAP.
Yeah, that volume's really dying off too.
You know what I mean? So we had a really I mean our so one of the things like, I want to talk about with everybody, right, is let's does anybody in here, are you not aware of what the institutional ramifications are of the opening candle versus the closing 10 minutes? Do you guys know what MOO orders are and MOC orders are? Is there anyone that's in here right now that is not familiar with the term market on open or market on close? So I'm sure most will know because we talk about. Okay, so we've got a handful. That's all I need. If we got it, all right. I won't go deep, but I want to make sure that everyone's, who's newer gets gets in here. So we're talking about institutional orders, right? Institutional orders comprise the vast majority of the traffic in the market, right? As we bounce up and down through the market, we're bouncing up and down through institutional orders, okay? So it's very and it's important to understand that. So when a institutional player, who is an institutional player? Right? An institutional player is someone who's managing an account for a company, right? So a lot of people don't know that, like, that large companies have portfolios, right? Like, so here, let's test the knowledge of our room here. Everybody in the room, why does PayPal drop the same time Mara drops? What happens that affects Mara and PayPal? That's the reason both of those drop at the same time. Don't spoil this, Nathan. I'm not asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking them. I already know you know. What's PayPal got? Yes, Franco for the win. All right. Brilliant. Exactly. Bitcoin holdings, right? PayPal has a large amount of Bitcoin in its portfolio, right? So because PayPal is carrying a lot of Bitcoin in its portfolio, when Mara is based on mining and stuff like that, right? Bitcoin, those two often drop at the same time because PayPal's overall value is being devalued because of the lowering of crypto, right? So this is why, but that's because PayPal has a portfolio. That is an institutional portfolio, right? When PayPal buys, when PayPal sells, they buy millions of shares. They sell millions of shares, right? When the company Apple, when the company Microsoft, when the state of Florida, when the New York Pension Fund for the New York Police Department, right? When the Saint, I live in St. Johns County, when the St. Johns County Municipal Fund, right? Like all of these different entities all have massive diversified portfolios into our own stock market, right? The state does, the city does, right? The garbage company does. Like these are massive institutional portfolios, and they have portfolio managers, right? And this is what makes the generic amount. So so now back to the MOOs. Now that we know what right now that we're kind of clear on who generates institutional orders, right? It's actually large orders being sent from company in large portfolios, right? What happens is, let's say a portfolio manager for the New York Police Department's pension fund says, hey, Apple's really high right now, and I just heard that tariff news is coming out again. I don't want to hold Apple. So he calls the broker and he says, okay, I want to go ahead and offload $100 million worth of Apple right now. The New York Police Department's pension fund is billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to offload $100 million worth of Apple right now. The broker is going to ask him, do you want to offload that now? Do you want to offload that at the close? Or do you want to offload that tomorrow at the open? And there's different pricing and different commission structure for each one of those decisions, right? If you want to get out now, you're going to pay a bigger spread, right? But this happens. This is the big volume spike that suddenly hits out of nowhere. This is an institutional player somewhere out there who has decided, you know what, we are high enough, I want to sell, right? So they sell, boom. Right? So, but that's why it just comes out of nowhere. It's a decision being made, but it changes the balance of the market. The algos recognize it, right? So institutional sellers, this is where we're getting this from. These big, large orders are out there are institutional buyers and institutional sellers from these large companies or conglomerates that want to buy and sell at these levels. So if you want to sell now because of the spread and the freak time and the amount of traffic that's going to create, you're going to pay more money and more commissions. Now you can offload going into the close, right? Which has less commissions, or you can wait for the next day and offload at the open. And this has the least amount of commission structure to it, right? So, and this is where we get our instant midday volume paired with our MOC orders, which are market on close orders, which are our MOO orders, which are market on open. Now, pro tip here, YouTube, I'm going to make you money right now, right? If you look at the close yesterday and we had a sell into the close, and then we had a weak volume rally after hours, and then at the open, we start selling hard towards previous day's close, right? Our market on close orders was a sell, and our market on open orders is a sell, right? So anyone who waited for the close was not happy. And then at the open, it wasn't happening. The opening candle gives you a instant snapshot into what the institutional traders were thinking yesterday, right? People think the MOO quarter is an indication of today, or the MOO candle is an indication of today. It's not. It's a snapshot of yesterday, right? So if the MOO candle, look at QQQs today, like QQQ on my screen, a perfect example, right? Going into the end of the day, we had a hard sell, we rallied, and then sold into the close, right? When we opened today, the first thing we did today at the open, right? Look at this first candle, right? Our opening candle was volume, but it was truncated, met with an incredibly aggressive sell, right? So very little interest in buying and then immediate interest in selling, right? And then we draw down. So MOO orders are institutional orders that have been queued for firing at the open and give you a snapshot recap, give you a snapshot of what the sentiment of the market was yesterday. MOC orders give you a snapshot of what the sentiment is at the end of the day, right? The best overall indication of overall directionality is the pairing between those two things, right? Having a sell at the close versus a hard sell at the open is going to mean we're going to sell more often than not, right? So now I understand that was a long explanation and my apologies for it. It's deep information, right? Fortunately, this is a YouTube show, and when I'm done, it will stay up, right? So if you want to run through that a couple of times, right, I would take, you may want to pop through it and go back and forward. You know what I'm saying? So cool. All right, so let's transition a little bit into a couple bookmap questions, and then we'll go a little bit into biohacking. And don't forget, at the end of the day, I'm doing a drawing, right, that we're going to do in here with a hashtag for a free hour of mentoring with me. So I'll basically, and then I will send you a, you can send me an email. I'll send you a link to my calendar, and you can pick a day, right? So we will get that rocking and rolling. So the question someone just popped in here, and I'm gonna sling this off to our dude Nathan, because I've let him say 3 words so far. It was a bookmap question, and for someone who is new on reading bookmap, what do you suggest to focus on? How to identify if the book is bearish or bullish?
I mean, that's where the heat map comes in. That's where the heat map is where your orders are laid, where everybody's putting their orders up and down the book. So if you're wanting to just do that, I don't know if Carlos can switch my screen over, but you could even take off these volume dots. I mean, it's easy to get into the visible components, and you can take off the volume dots if you want and everything, and you can just read kind of the bid and the ask and what the order looks like, and just watch how it reacts. Watches how the book structure starts to come in, either bullish or bearish, with orders being put on top or put on bottom, and then how the price reacts to that. And just getting used to the flow, because you have a lot of algorithmic activity here on the book. So there's a lot of orders flashing, coming on and off. But you get used to seeing those and kind of filtering out what is important. Right now here on MNQ, we're coming into what looks like an iceberg. So we've got a lot of large liquidity here. Looks like it's trying to provide some support, but also that liquidity is very enticing for the market makers. So, I don't have any volume dots on here, so we can't really see what's going on there, but we can see we're getting into this liquidity, and the bid is pushing into it, and we're lifting and lifting. Every time we push into this liquidity, this large liquidity down here, we're lifting off. And that gives me the indication that this might be an iceberg, but also, the market makers would love to fill this. I mean, it's really enticing. And that's when these orders up top need to start coming in, and that book on the top to build before you start to get that push, because you can have all the buying you want, but if you really don't have the structure, there's not a whole lot of reason for them to go there, especially when all the liquidity is lower. That's where the market makers are going to make their money. And so now we add in the volume dots, and we can see what type of price action we're getting. Now this changes the story a little bit. Now we're selling into this iceberg. We're not quite getting the pop. Anytime we hit it, we do pop off of it, but our green volume dots are really dying off and becoming a lot smaller than our reds. So here we're selling into this area. So the intention looks to clear this liquidity.
Like that book for me looks fairly bearish, right?
Yeah.
When I'm looking at that. So like show them like your imbalance indicator to the top side there. Like, so you can see the book values at the top there. It has a positive value. I can't quite, it's like positive, was that 20 or
15? Yeah, it's going
15.
between like 15 and 20.
Yeah, that positive 15 value means we've got more bid to our downside. And then the volume value below that actually is more to the sell side.
Yeah.
So we have more bid to the downside. combined with more selling, that generically in most conditions results in downward movement. So the reason why we're not moving down a whole lot now is because we're so low already. So we're finding so much. I actually think this is short covering that we're
Yeah,
finding
that's what
right
it looks
here.
like to me.
So I think we're just
Yeah.
hitting shorts that are cut because you can see it pops and then like immediately drops back down. So it's like someone's covering on market order to the buy
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, I would agree perfectly with that. But we also need to get through this liquidity because it is large liquidity. We need the market orders to come in. That's where we need the retail traders and some of the institutional traders and prop firms to come in and sell through this. So these large red dots need to continue through here. If not, yeah, we can fade off and pop back higher,
So
but
that's one
we
of
need the
the
participation.
issues. That's one of the issues actually. So I have a buddy of mine that's that's a specialist on the NYSE. He's an options specialist actually. And he said, a friend I made last time I was there, and he said that a lot of the hedging that they're doing is against retail positions. Right. So we have a lot of like us basically that are all buying, we're all buying really, really high. So the options guys are all hedging against all of this high buying. So it should not shock anybody. And we've been kind of saying this, which is this thing, when this thing starts to go down, this thing's going to be it's going to be a bloodbath. The reason why we're talking about that is because you have a whole lot of paper-handed players all holding premium, and all the institutional desire is to the downside. So as soon as retail starts dumping their positions, I mean, this is what's causing us to liquidate, well beyond our ATRs right now, which is nice. Been nice to have some nice directional movement.
Yeah, I mean, and right here, I mean, we're getting into this area where we really broke this swing high off that last push down. So, I mean, this is an area where we would expect to see another buyer. I mean, if that buyer is going to come in, this is kind of the last place you would expect them before we would flush again. And we're getting a little bit of that, but our volume is diverting on here. And we're getting, I mean, our green dots are getting a little bit bigger through here, but once we pass below like this 910 area, we really start to pick up our selling. And so we're trending down and really trying to push into this liquidity, but we also need the follow through. And we're not quite getting that on the sell side volume. So I mean, this could be a bull trap too. Right
Yeah, well, and
here.
that's what happens. So if they're not generating the volume they need to go down, but they still want to go down, they're going to squeeze. So the algorithm is, so what the algorithm is doing is it's fishing for sellers right now to go clear that lower order. So if they can't clear that lower order, they're going to go up to wherever they found sellers, and you can see where all the green dots are all absorbing.
And watch,
right?
because
Yeah,
all of these buyers
see that? There we go. Look at it drop.
are right here. So now we may hit a stop run. Watch. If we
Yeah,
break
watch, here it
this
goes.
low, this volume should really push. We're going to stop.
Dude, that was so perfect right there. I mean, look how they did. That was exactly what we were saying. Look at that go, right? Look, see how they pulled it up like that just to run a couple of squeeze a couple people on the shorts, stop them out, grab a little liquidity, and then and then drop it right back down into the buyer.
Yeah, because all these buyers right here, if we break this low, they're trapped.
Yeah.
And if we break this low here, anybody who hasn't profited out of here is trapped. So they're going to use their stops to fuel that move lower. And that's how they get that liquidity down there, because all of those turn into market orders to fill these limit orders that are here waiting on the book. And that's what they do when they trap a lot of retail and traders in here. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to
This is why paying attention to the book is so important, because the book balance gives you the intention, right? The overall institutional intention is to the downside. Now, that doesn't mean it goes down, right? That just means that's the intention, right? The squeeze shows you that even though it's the intention, sometimes they got to do crazy things to make it happen. But there it goes, right? That's exactly what we were saying. But overall, it was bearish. Now they're going to clear that order. Now we have to watch and see every time they clear a big order, reevaluate, right? They just cleared this big order. What was the response to that? Some pretty instantaneous buying and a market structure shift, right? Did you just see, so for everyone watching Nathan's feed, did you just see the market structure shift right there? So right after it cleared that order, it bought, and then you saw orders getting tiered into the top side a little bit right there, right? And they're actually adjusting the orders to the downside right now. The algorithm, you can see the orders are wiggling around right now. That's the algorithm is actually working right now and restructuring the order book. You know what I mean? So, and then now they're tiering more into the downside, and they're starting to push kind of more into them. So you can really start to see, you know, once you really start to read this, we call this algo facing, you know what I mean? In the pivot masters world here, in the bear bull traders world, you know, we're not really even
Salmon bean of
trading
algo hunting.
stocks. You know what I mean? We're not even really like trading tickers. We're really just reading the matrix here. We're just watching the algorithm offer, and we're watching how the market responds, you know, to these offers and how that moves the algorithm. And that's how we're making our decisions. You can see the book, what wants to happen. So I do have one quick pause I want to take. I have a very important announcement. So first alarm. Email detected. All right, so a new alarm coming out for everybody. No, so I just heard that Brian Pesham's options book is actually for free right now on Amazon.
Great book. Great book.
Amazon digital. So I don't know if any of you are into options or are looking to expand your knowledge into the options category. But I just saw in our team chat that Brian Pesham's book, which you know, is a really, really good options book. It right now is currently being offered for free in digital. So I just messaged, thank you, Carlos. I had just messaged Carlos asking him to post the link for everybody. So, you know, whenever I find free, which is my favorite price, right? You know, that I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna let you all know when the good stuff's here. So if you have friends that are into learning options, not just learning options, right? Like Nathan and I really don't trade options at all, but yet he uses spot gamma, right? And I pay attention to premium areas, right? So options move the market more than you would be aware of, right? I think as a retail trader, so even if you're not trading options, it's very valuable to so Zach, I wouldn't even think about it like that, like starting to trade options. I would recommend reading a book like Brian's and just become exposed to it and allow that to aid you in your trading in your trading of your stocks or your equities. Like I don't intend to ever really trade options. I like futures. I mean, I say 90% of my trades right now are on futures, and I love trading futures, right? So, but but knowing like I can watch like there are times when I will flip over and toss and look at the options chain on ES and see where all the open interest is, right? So that I know where the price is most likely going to be gravitated to if we're moving in a particular direction or not, right? So now Nathan uses spot gamma, which for those of you who haven't put it on your calendar yet, next week, no, is it next week the 5th? Yeah, next week
Tuesday.
the 5th on Tuesday. I need to put together a post on it for the internet.
I wanna add, if you want to get ready for next Tuesday, because the biggest things with options that JT's gonna teach everybody is the hedging. And that's the one large thing that I think all traders need to be aware of, is how market makers and institutions hedge their options. They hedge it through the underlying asset. And a lot of times they're using futures even to do that. And getting Brian's book and just going through and starting to read, you're going to know a lot more going in when JD starts to talk about things like gamma and Gex and Delta. You're going to have a little bit more knowledge in exactly what those mean. So, getting Brian's book, reading some of that over the weekend, and getting ready for Tuesday, you'll be way ahead. Here's our next test on those stops. They're trying to trigger these stops for.
Oh, for sure.
But that buyer's still right here.
Let's pop over to someone was asking about Amazon.
Somebody was asking about AMD. Look at this book flip. Right there. You see that? We got that seller right in here and right up this line. That algo.
So someone asked, I believe it was shoot, I'm so sorry. I think it was Rachel had asked about front running. All right, so front running orders. Let's go back to the institutional conversation we were having earlier for a second. Right. So institutional traders that yeah, Amazon's book looks very bullish. Still does that, or very bearish, I mean, still does. Look at how bearish this order book is on Amazon. Is my setting right on it?
Oh
Wow.
wow, yeah.
Very heavy to the downside right now. So Amazon for me is a short, period. I would not
Yeah.
long this
Oh,
with
yeah.
your bank account with a book
That's
this
a
bearish.
That's a beautiful short right there.
Right. So right now, just stay in it. Right. And then while that's and while that's loading, let me pull up apples and I'll talk about the front running. So these institutional traders who are putting in these orders, right? They're savvy, right? They know what they're doing. So what happens is you will see a large order and to the top side. Go where was what chart did you were just showing? Oh, it was AMD.
AMD.
AMD had a really good example. I actually saw a front running order on AMD. Load, darn you.
Yeah, we're getting into that selling area that we just cleared a little bit on AMD. So let's see if we find that seller here.
All right, here we go. And heat map. There we go. All right. So let's pause. All right. So you can see here, maybe let's make this a little bigger for a moment. Oh, I really don't think that actually helped. Let's just put it back. I think that actually made it look worse. All right. So this was really nice because this one came paired with what we call a market structure shift or a book flip, right? So you can see here as we're going upwards, this order book looks quite bullish, right? So notice how there's this one really large order to the top side at 173, and notice how it's completely left exposed, right? There's no orders above this order, right? And this is a void, basically, is what I consider this to be. I would have zero expectation, right, of the price really going into there without structuring more orders to the top side first, right? So as the price is coming up, notice how this large order is here, but notice how orders start coming on in front of that order, right? These are front running orders, right? Everyone knows this is the biggest order, and they know that the market's going to have trouble getting through that big order. So they will stack their orders up in front of it, but they don't want you to know that's orders there. So this will create what we call icebergs, right? So this will create what we call an iceberg. So and it's an iceberg that's an order it's a large order that's front running generically another large order, right? But they're keeping it off the book so you don't know it's there. And this is what stalls out or creates fades on the vast majority of our otherwise bullish or bearish books, right? Like this book is bullish overall. So the intention is to go up institutionally. But because, look, this is ATR high right at R4, or what is this? Our ATR high right at whatever's under here. Not R4. It's like pre-market high and the high or some levels in here. S3. Oh, wow. So its ATR high is sitting right at S3. So it found a seller at ATR high, which drove it back down. Now, so that front running order, right, when that triggered and we sold, look what happened. That created a structure shift, right? So the specialist algorithm here for whoever this market maker is in here went ahead and threw out a ton of buy orders, to the downside, right? So this is likely someone who maybe went short that institutionally and they're looking to cover here, or most likely this could just be a new buyer, someone who's willing to buy, right? But they only want to buy down here and they want to collect an average that they can return, right? So, but you can see that the intention here is now switched from kind of more of a bullish to more of a bearish sentiment. There you go. So, yep. So let's flip for a few minutes. Let's flip for a few minutes into the concept of the other thing I wanted to talk about today. And don't forget, drawing in 10 minutes. Let's talk a little bit about some biohacking.
Yeah,
Right.
all right.
So one of the things that I think is really important, you know, in the realm of trading is actually your physicality. I think it is very difficult to focus on your trading, especially if you are like me and you find yourself being a little neurodivergent, right? So you're like on the spectrum, you have ADHD or something like that. Having too much sugar in your system can make cognitive function very difficult. Right. But I think really for everyone, not just people on the spectrum, that's just the lens in which I speak from. Right. I think everyone really could benefit from, you know, being in good physical form as far as that helping your mental ability. Right. Your brain, you know, you can't run your brain, you know, this high powered processing center and stick it on top of, you know, bad food, poor nutrition, not, you
Your
know, no
brain uses the most
supplementation.
energy in your body. So yeah, absolutely. You got to have, your body needs some way of fueling it, and fats and complex carbohydrates are the way to do it.
And we don't pre-script these, you know, so I'm just going to spitfire some stuff that kind of pops into my mind. So Nathan, let's say you were a new trader and you were realizing, you know, I don't, you know, maybe I'm not in the best, nice bounce going on the market right now. Look
Yeah.
at the extra orders to the top side. But let's say you're a newer trader, right? And as you're a newer trader, you're looking and you're saying, well, I really don't have, you know, this self-control or this physical fitness. What are some suggestions for you, like some things they could do immediately that would have the most impact on them, like moving towards a healthier like lifestyle and concept?
So the biggest thing you're going to need, because you need that brain power, your brain has to function normally. Inflammation is the number one thing that causes, you know, degradation in thoughts, brain fog, cancers, diseases. Foods, particularly things you put in your body, are what cause most of the inflammation that you're going to get. High fructose corn syrup and simple sugars like straight sugar are a big one. Gluten, so wheat, anything gluten is another big one. Dairy, any dairy products are going to be a big one, and soy. Those are the four that you really need to limit your intake and honestly just get away from them.
So talk to
And
me
then, you know,
about soy specifically, because I know I've heard lots of people, and I agree with all that. Lots of people, I think, when they start dieting, the first thing they do is go to that product, I think. And I think it almost comes with like this kind of, oh, you know, I'm going to have soy burgers and I'm going to have soy this, and you know, I'm going to drink soy milk. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
everyone kind of says, why would that have a negative
Well,
impact if it's so popular in the health community,
if you're a
especially?
male, if you're a male, soy can increase estrogen production. So just keep that in mind. If
So
you're
you're
a
saying
female,
you're saying moves. You're saying moves. We're gonna
yeah,
get man boobs if we drink the soy.
yeah, and eat it, yeah. And
All
then with
right.
women,
It's
it
not
can
good.
get you out of cycle. And so it can also like mess with your hormones there too by increasing your estrogen. So just keep that in mind
Real
with
quick
soy.
before we go forward, can give me a highlight of your educational background in this category real quick. I don't know if I actually hit that right.
Graduated 2003 from the St. Louis College of Pharmacy. It still is the number one private pharmacy school in the nation, extremely competitive. So it was not easy to get through there. The first day they had us in orientation, they said, look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you will graduate between the three of you. And yeah, we finished with just a little less than a third of what we started with. And when people would flunk out or they wouldn't be reaccepted back for that next year, because you got reevaluated every year on whether or not they would accept you back. they replaced you with people that had already been on the list that were, taking classes at junior colleges or other colleges that wanted to get in. They replaced you with a higher quality,
Student.
student. So
Yeah, so I mean,
the
so
further you
you
went
went
on,
to
the
a
harder
hard
it got.
school and got like a
Yeah.
good at, so I wanted to preface that because I want to make sure everybody knows like when we're talking about like, estrogen and these different things, like this is education that this guy has, degreed application in. So I just want to throw that out. So someone said is saying milk bad. I love whole milk. I think a small amount of anything is not going to be bad for you, right? But I do believe drinking milk in excess can be very, very bad for anybody. Once again, when you're drinking milk, first off, you're drinking another animal's, byproduct, which wasn't really intended for that. There's a lot of hormones in there and stuff like that that aren't really things an adult needs. Like baby cows, for instance, stop suckling a few months after they're born, right? And then they start eating grass and they only eat grass. They never go back and suckle again. Right. So if you see monkeys, primates out in the wild, they suckle when they're young and then they stop suckling, right? And then they only eat whatever the nature provide foods are, So I think the concept of and I have almost no dairy in my diet and I do not drink milk and neither do my children. Because for me, I think it's kind of an interesting concept that someone who is not 3 years old or 2 years old who does not need additional hormones and nutrients and growth stuff, growth hormones especially, is going to be drinking milk. Like it's not really something adults need.
Well, the problem here is, what is the cow fed? Because you're going to be ingesting whatever they feed the cow.
Oh,
which
I didn't even
is
say it that way.
generally
You're going to get me down a totally different thing if we
corn.
start saying it that way, but so true.
You're going to be ingesting, genetically modified corn, genetically modified wheat. That's what they usually, feed these cows. So
Loaded with antibiotics.
you're still going to get those things. So if it is grass fed and free range, maybe, but I would suggest taking out of your diet completely for at least a month or two.
I'll get it out of your diet
it.
right now. I'll do it right now. Google this if you don't believe me. And from being on a farm here, I know this to be fact, but Google it if you do not believe me. There is, in fact, an acceptable amount of pus that is allowed to be in milk. Right? That is a fact. When they test it, there is a meter of an acceptable amount of pus that is allowed to be in that milk. Right? Because it's from, thank you, T Chad, because that come on now, right? So you go ahead and drink it. Let me know how it tastes, knowing that piece of information. You're welcome. All right. But yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, this is why in reality, like you should want to, for me, the less it is touched by human hand or processed, the better. I know people like don't like the whole foods concept, but I that's what I want. If I'm eating meat, I want a cut of it. I don't want it ground up. I don't want it processed. I don't want stuff added to it and sandwiched into a thing. I want it. I mean, if I'm gonna have vegetables, I want to have vegetables. Just go to the ground, yank it out of the ground, eat it. I
That's
mean,
how I grew up.
that's how that's going to be the healthiest for you. You're going to feel amazing, right? Fish, but fish, you got to be careful where you get it from. Some of that stuff is farm raised. They're raised swimming too close to each other, so they eat lots of chemicals and they eat lots. So fishing, yes, if you're out going and catching it by yourself, getting it from the grocery store, be careful. You know what I mean? You got to make sure it's like, it's very specific kinds of things. This is why, I generically used to like, when I grew up, we grew up with our, growing our own veggies and stuff. So, and actually doing our own hunting, right? And doing our own fishing. And it was very clean and very enjoyable way to live because of that.
Yeah. And you got to think, like, these things that you put in your body, a lot of people, I would say go get an allergy test, a really good one. But even if you're not specifically allergic to it, it still can cause problems. So it's something I just take out of your diet for a while and then reintroduce it in how you feel. Like I took gluten out of my diet. That was the first one I tried. And I reintroduced it probably 2 months later just to see. I felt awful. And anytime I eat anything with gluten, you know, and then I did the same thing with dairy, same thing with soy, I felt terrible. The brain fog was bad.
Yep.
The inflammation of my joints and muscles. I mean, you almost feel like you're sick because essentially you are. You're getting the same kind of reaction that you would with, you know, the flu virus or a bacteria or anything. Your body is literally fighting against whatever that is by, you know, tagging it with um, God, now I can't remember the markers off the top of my head that they get tagged with. But then your defense comes in, and that produces a lot of inflammation in and with of itself. But it also takes a lot of energy to do that. So you're going to be drained. It's almost like a flu, and their gluten flu, I believe, is a term for it. And it does.
All
It
right.
just makes me feel terrible.
Real quick, while we keep talking about this, we have turned on Mentor. Just kidding. Mentor with Thor. I should have called it Mentor with Tor. And just anyway. Go ahead and post Mentor with Thor. This drawing is for a 1 hour mentoring session with me. So whoever wins this, you can just send me an email, and please just tag, just when you send me the email winner with your screen name that's in here. So once it gets selected, and we will know what to do. So I also have a special announcement for next week as far as when I'm gonna do. Which I think will get a lot of you excited as well. But you'll have to come back next week on Monday, maybe, to find out what that one's going to be. Ooh, because I like suspense. Ooh, it's so fun. But yeah, so while y'all are loading in the the mentor with Thor's, oh my God, it's my own thing. This is hilarious. But I love that. I love you people. Like, look how many people are playing. This is great.
Maybe next week or next Friday I should do a book map mentoring session for somebody
Oh
if they
yeah, we
like
can.
that. So
So I
if you
think
guys
that'll
want,
be the fun thing to do. Maybe we can definitely do some of that. So hit that like button. Love it, people. Nice. Look at y'all. I'm seeing some duplicates in here. Did I just see Nathan McConnell's user post in there? I don't think that's appropriate. You can
what's
mentor
that?
with me anytime, buddy. It's okay. You don't have to put the hashtag. We work together all the time. I'm just kidding.
I get special sessions.
All right. So a few more, we're going to give this a little bit more time while this is going. So yeah, just, for me, getting your, I really like the, the whole concept of, being in tune with your physicality. You're going to have, having your body out of tune is going to cause, like, emotional dysregulation, like all kinds of, this is from the ADHD side. If I got too much sugar in my system, I can't think. That fog you talked about, right? I experience that too, right? Like if I go out and I go to a restaurant, like I really don't eat bread, right? So if I go out to a restaurant and I go to there, like I go to Outback, I get a good steak and a big salad, but they got that brown bread there with that really freaking good butter that I can't say no to sometimes. I'll notice, like, by the end of the day, and like you said, I feel sick. Like I'm sitting there, I feel like I just got a cold, like I'm running a fever, right? Because my body is having like almost like an immune response. You know what I mean, to this foreign agent that my body really doesn't want in there. But man, it tastes so freaking good. You know what I mean? I just can't help but shove it in there, even though I know I'm gonna go home that night and just be like, "Blah."
Oh, but for me, it's like a week. The brain fog is the worst part for me. I can't think. I can't like make decisions. I can't decide. It
Jose,
just,
I've heard that, Jose, and I haven't been to Europe, but I'm hoping to go to Europe at some point in time. But I have heard that in Europe, the way they make the bread, they make it better, different, and
yeah,
it
they
doesn't
have,
seem to
and
have that. And it's like
yeah,
with some pastas and stuff too, right?
their laws are a lot more strict now. They're trying to get rid of a lot of that crap that's in there because they've identified that it causes diseases because of the inflammation. The inflammation is what's bad.
All right, so I'm gonna close the hashtag here in just a minute. So anyone who didn't get in on the Mentor with Thor, hashtag to get the free mentoring session with me, make sure you get that Mentor with Thor in there, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. So and then we're gonna do this. So like just a couple more minutes, and then we will roll out this fun session.
Yeah, and like the hour with Thor, he maximizes the hour. Like he does this every day with all of his mentees. So you're gonna get a lot of info. Make sure you screen record it because he's gonna just go through everything, and you're gonna be quite amazed.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do it and we'll hang out. Like I said, we can go through your trade book. We can go through your, we can, like I said, we can just talk, right? Like we can just hang out and we can just discuss things and just kind of have like a bud sesh, and hang out and just talk life and talk trading and stuff like that. So I think it should be a lot of fun. All right, so let's go ahead and close it off and let's see where we are at with this whole thing. So Carlos, I think as soon as you are ready, here we go. We are tallying. All right, so I can't see it on my screen who it ended up being. Can you see it? Is it Nathan? Did it end up being Nathan?
No, I can't see it very much either. Usman, I believe.
I can't
Because
see
I'm
it.
looking at the screen. Is that Carlos's screen that's on there?
I like it. It keeps the suspense going. This is
does.
fun.
Let me.
I think
Yeah,
it
I
says
see an Usman.
US man. Usman.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Usman Aslam. Yeah, I see him in the chat now.
Nice, Usman. Nice. Congratulations. I'm so excited to work with you and have a sesh.
That'll be great. Make sure you read his
So
book before the session, though.
that's
So,
really, really exciting. So send me an email, thor@bearbulletraders.com. Please make sure you put in the subject line, something like drawing winner or something like that, and then US man or Uzman in there. It could be either. Either way, it's fun. So I'll send you back the link to my mentoring calendar. And so you can go and just pick whatever time frame on whatever day is ready, and then I will send you like a Google Meet link or something so we can hang out. So very fun. So next week, I'm gonna do a couple of different drawings for similar. I'm gonna do another mentoring drawing next week. It's probably gonna be on Friday. It might not be on Friday.
yeah, how about if I do one then
Uh-oh.
too?
So, and maybe we'll do one for Nathan for a little, if you want to learn more about Bookmap, we can do one for there. And I'm even entertaining the idea because you guys like this so much. I think maybe I'll even at some point in the near future sponsor a Dr. V one as well. That's a little bit different. So that'll have to be a special one because that one's going to cost me money. But I think for some of our psychology focused folks, I think that might work too. I like the idea of giving y'all access to us as a reward for coming by and hanging out here with us.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for coming by and spending this fantastic week with us here on YouTube. I always like to say welcome home to your trading home from 11 to 12, where you can come through and hang out and spend time with us. For me, mentoring, you can't mentor with me unless you go on the wait list, and it's just takes forever. So coming back here is probably going to be one of the fastest ways to actually get in with me quickly. So I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. And we will look forward to seeing you back next week, right? Come in and hang out. Nathan's going to be back with me on Monday. We're going to hang out a little bit more, and then I'm going to try and have one of the guys in on Tuesdays, Dr. V on Wednesday, Thursday on Thursday, and then another drawing on Friday for a mentoring with me. So I'll see everybody there, and I hope you all keep it green. Much love. Nathan, thanks for hanging out as always, brother. Appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
dude. You know I love you, man. Always here for you.
Love you too, brother.
We love hanging out anyway. It's good to have everybody else come in and hang out with us.